Hello. Sorry about that. Internet's playing up. It wouldn't connect, which is very bizarre. Hello, how are you doing, guys? Sorry it's a bit late. I had stuff to do. We've got Jay. I think I knocked your wrench off earlier. Let me just get into the chat. Because I was doing something and I did it again. I knocked a few wrenches off by mistake. Hang on. I'm sure you was one of them. Hang on a sec. Yes, it was. Sorry, I'll give it you back now, darling. If you're coming without a wrench and you're regular, just let me know because I don't always see it. So we've got Batman. Hello, Batman. Everybody needs some bunny. Yes, we do. What's truth? How you doing, mate? David Bruce. Hello, bud. Other side of life. Hello, mate. Oh, you're doing that 78 waiting again. I don't know what it is. It's a glitch or something. It's weird, isn't it? Yeah, we've got What's Truth in the house. We've got the beautiful Ellen. Hello, sweetheart. Free Speech Warrior. Yeah, sorry it's late, guys. Terry Knowles is here. I just thought I wanted to do this for a long time, and I thought, you know what? Fuck it, we'll do it. Hello, Alan, mate. Was it you on Facebook? Did you answer me the other day? Did you add me? I just want to make sure it's the right person. I thought it was you, but you know. Batman, where you been, mate? We've been looking for you. We love you, Batman. You're so cool. Hi, Bogey. Hello, love. Ted. Hello, Ted. How you doing, bud? I don't think we might not need you now, mate, but I will talk to you privately. Hello, Kate. You okay, sweetheart? Hello, Lisa. Lisa Lake is in the house. Where's her thing gone? There we go. Hello, darling. That video, you've just been watching your video. I was like, thank you, Alan. Okay, thank you, bud. Tony's Coffee House. Hello. Do you actually own a coffee house, or do you like coffee? Okay, so Kate, hello, sweetheart. Oh, I bet you're dreading it, aren't you? After a few days off like that. Mike Smith, if you come in without a wrench and you're regular, let me know. Karma, hello, welcome to the channel. I seen you in my chat the other day. You have got a channel. Okay, I'll subscribe to you. Where did you find us, sweetheart? Just let me know, please. Are you a dude or a bird? Right, okay. So, welcome everybody. Dr. Evil in the house. I'm going back on my phone. Michael Wilson, I see you there as well. I think I've done Terry Knowles. Alan, have I covered everybody? If I haven't said hello to you, Mike Smith, please do speak now or forever hold your wrench. Can I have a wrench? Yeah, sweetheart, I'd sorted, darling. Hello, Cynthia Turner, love. Hello, Vagrant Zombie. Right, okay. Yeah, I took it off by mistake, sweetheart. It was an accident. Basically, unless you are in the Telegram group or you're a regular, and I mean, like, you don't have to come in all the time. It's not a case of you have to come in all the time, but if you don't come in, then you don't need a wrench, do you? Hello, Celtic Crusader. So if you do find that your wrench has gone, I've probably knocked it off when I've been going through my wrenches. If you're a regular, I didn't mean to do that. I've even took passes off before by mistake. But yeah, I think that what can happen is you can end up with loads and loads of wrenches and people that don't come in, and then you're strange on here. People just turn, like, you know, and then what they do. I'm not saying you're going to do this because I did the job by mistake. Your wrench has gone also other side, is it? Oh shit! No, it's not. It's there, mate. It's there. I can see you. I can see it, bud. Oh, thank you, Batman. Must have been drunk, Pen. I don't remember you doing me. Oh, I did do you, mate. Yeah, you must have forgotten. It was over quickly. There was no messing, Terry. So yeah, don't worry about that. Okay then. So thanks to the lovely, not so lovely Malibu, Lisa Lake's best mate, she decided to put my mental health on blast and tell everybody all about my private mental health condition. Which is despicable and sick and downright evil, in my opinion. Lisa, let you be well aware, I wouldn't have known about this if it wasn't for this lady here, because I don't watch this person. I got no interest in feeding narcissists and giving them attention. Mail, last time I looked, I've subscribed to you for a while. Oh, well, thank you so much for coming in. Really appreciate you. Thank you. Yeah, I know I bogey. You know, I don't like giving people any attention. Hello, Blackjack. Oh, thank you, Anglo-Saxon. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. That's so kind. My favourite Anglo-Saxon brother from another mother. We are a dying breed, aren't we, mate? And we've got to keep going, you know. There's not many Anglo-Saxons left. But I'm told I'm an English rose, or maybe a thorn in people's side if they're a knobhead. Blackjack, good to see you, mate. So yeah, so anyway, so this shriveled up old prune, not this one on the screen now, Malibu, what you want to call it, Alyssa. I don't really talk about these people because they're knobheads. She decided to find out what, you know, my own personal mental health condition. And hello, Kate, sweetheart. We're just talking about our favourite old hag. And mental health is being used as part of the agenda. It really is. And I think people are being overdiagnosed left, right and centre. So that is why it's come up a little bit, because there's people that I hadn't told yet that, hello, Chad, stopping by to say hi. Oh, thank you, mate. Oh, yeah. Malice Screw. Oh, God, that woman, man. Who's this blazing? Hello, welcome. Timeless, hello. Oh, thank you, mate. That's so sweet. Welcome in, everybody. If you're a knobhead, or a twat face, because you've got the knobheads who are dudes, the twat faces are the birds, and then you've got the non-binaries that, you know, they're neither. So if you're a non-binary, you're just a fucking arsehole, because everyone's got an arsehole, whether you're a boy or a girl or you're indifferent. There you go. Overdiagnosed for decades. I agree. You want to medicate us all. I agree, Dave. What is Lisa's YouTube now? Okay, so this is Lisa Lake's channel. And then she's also got one called Mary the Dingy Diver. She's also got one called Lisa Lake and this one. But what Lisa does, okay, you probably won't like it because it's exposing Malibu. Okay, thing is, Kate doesn't really come on YouTube a lot, so she won't understand it all. But basically, this lady here, she caught her doing all this because she'd made it private and put it all out there. And I'm really glad she did, because I wouldn't have known anyway. So what had happened was, I'll give you a really brief overview. I don't want to go on about this too much at all because I don't want to give her any attention. But me and Kate, this lady here, not Kate, Katie. Where's Kate gone? Oh, I can't get up there. You need to comment again, Katie, darling. Not this one, the other one. I can only go back as far as that. Me and her and a couple of other ladies were in a group, and we were discussing our own. It's a long but simple story, yeah. So there you go, sweetheart. Okay, so me and Katie. Okay, I can't call you Baby Jane. It's just I can't. It doesn't roll out properly. Yeah. So me and Katie, and we had Malibu, another lady. I think there's two other ladies in the group. We're just discussing our own, you know, mental health and whatever. And I told them that I was diagnosed with BPD about 6-7 years ago, and it was, you know, it was private. It was between us, and she decided to wait a few months and then put it out there and tell everybody that I'm a BPD rager. Now, first of all, this is why I thought, you know, let's talk about this. I'm not ashamed of anything, okay? So I'm going to come out myself and tell everybody my own experience. I'm not ashamed, and I will not allow that person to use that against me. So I'm taking the power back from you. Now, the first question I'm going to ask you all, and I asked this to Dave the other day, she calls me a BPD rager, okay? Have you guys ever heard me do a live stream of rage? As far as I'm concerned, as far as I'm aware, unless my memory escapes me, I've never sat here doing a rage live stream. No. Thank you. I'm a bipolar bear. Ah, are you really? Well, look. Thank you, Katie, darling. Thank you, Kate. No Rage here. Terry Knowles, Lisa Lake. Thank you, everybody. And again, if anyone here, thank you, darling. If anyone here has got mental health problems, you know, if I've bipolar, so exactly, Katie, you're not, and they use that against you as well, darling. I'm going to touch upon that as well. But yeah, so if anyone's got mental health problems, if you want to say it, you can. If you don't, you don't. You don't have to. And when we've gone through it a little bit, thank you, Ellen, darling. When we've gone through it a little bit, I'll probably get people up and see if anybody wants to talk about it. Yeah, a bye for it. So yeah, you can laugh. You know, you can laugh. No rage on my page. Yeah, no rage whatsoever. Yeah, exactly. Documentation. Oh, thank you. Oh, Batman. I love Batman. He's awesome. Penny, you are the epitome of calm and Oh, thank you. So anyway, yeah, everyone gets annoyed and stuff. You laugh a lot. You have to laugh a lot, Paula, love, don't you? You have to. So what's this comment here? Hello, Blake. How you doing, mate? I'm a state licensed and board certified psychologist as well. Oh, wow. Empirical research has shown that for a long time that the farm industry found a new gold mine. There you go. Thank you, other side, mate. Okay, so that's it. That's interesting. Penny is the queen of comfy streams. I do try and keep things chill, even when, and Kate, you can vouch for this. Where are we now? This Kate, British Kate, not KT. Control with meds and CBT. I've never been so well. I've never been so well either. Yeah, that's similar to my story, darling. And you know, when the lockdown first happened, Kate Hun, even when it was first going on, I was trying to find the positives. So I was trying to find the fact that we're locked down. People are using the greengrocers. People are having their fruit and veg, their milkman back. People are homeschooling their children. So I hope everyone is having a good Sunday. Hello, Mike. So my point I'm trying to make is that even when things are really, really shit, I will try and stay positive. Okay. Though I'm not going to lie and say everything's great, because it's not. Because it's not. But yeah, YouTube, especially being a YouTube streamer, it doesn't do mental health very good. I'm not going to lie. Now, in this day and age now, if I hadn't started streaming, I wouldn't be streaming. I wouldn't have started streaming right now. There's been a few times when I've wanted to stop streaming. I think about a year ago, I said, I've had enough of this shit. And I think I did stop for a while. But I missed you all. Because there is a silver lining, Jane Love. And the thing is, we're all friends on here. People stream on YouTube for different reasons. Some people, there's a lot of narcissists on YouTube, I'm afraid to say. All they care about is who's coming in their chats, how many people they've got coming in. Hello, Rex. How you doing, bud? Everything's going well. Just sorry, I should be showing the comments, really. That's why I went to psychology and not psychiatry. I'm a school psychologist and diagnosed disabilities. I didn't know that, mate. I know you're a good drummer as well. Studies come to show that. So, excuse me. This is weather. I wasn't on meds, so it wasn't that bad. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to stop reading chat so much because I get distracted. And the people watching the replay get frustrated, I'm told. Yes, there are too many narcissists on YouTube. There really, really are. Are you here to troll for your buddy? Are you here? What are you here for? Who are these people and why are they here, as Lisa Lake likes to say? Because we spoke to you, me and What's Truth and a few others, and you seem to take it on board, and then so there you go. So unless you're here, unless you're here, you want to be here. Hello, Jen. Yeah. So anyway, a lot of people are surprised when they found out I had BPD. I don't act like a normal BPD person, should we say? Not here to troll. Okay. Well, apparently I'm the big bag person who's evil. There you go. All this is a part of the agenda. Okay. high places who control. Yeah, and I can only give my experience, okay? I can only give my own experience in that. And I'm not going to say to people, don't take pharma, because I take pharma. So here we go. I'm just going to be brutally honest with you and tell you, well, not too bad. They're doing good, thank you. YouTube and social media. Yeah, so YouTube is not good for your mental health. If you're a streamer, I'm not going to lie, the amount of trolling and whatnot. Anyway, I just spread the love. Well, the problem is that your mate is spreading the love a little too much with underage children, mate. So I'm sorry, but I will not have friends of paedophiles here. So, can you... I don't care who you're mates with, right? If you want to be mates with who you want, but there's a certain level that I will not really want anyone spreading love and positivity who's friends with somebody who did that to their own kid, as from their own mouth. Not mine. I haven't said this. People say I'm making this up. I've not said this, Mike. Not me. This is not from me. It's from his daughter and his ex-wife and his mother and his brothers. But okay. I know you didn't, but you do now, okay? You do now. Okay, well, that's fine. Well, you can stay then. But when you finish learning, right, I will not be around anybody who supports a paedophile. I'm sorry, but I can't do that. And I'm sure most people here would feel the same. Okay, so I'm not going to go into the reasons why I think this happened, because it's very, very, very personal to me. But I'm just going to say there was trauma as a child. Okay? Yeah. So I didn't even know what BPD was. Oh, thank you, Terry. Yeah, I but give him a chance, okay? Yeah, well, let's give him a chance, okay? Because you don't know who I am and you've never heard me and you don't know me, so I'm sure you can make up your own mind. But, there's only so much I can tell you until you start to put your fingers in your ears and say you believe somebody. I'll put it this way: if my own mother and my own kid and my own ex-husband and my own siblings said that, then I'm sure people would be believing them. But some people get a free pass, it seems. I don't know much about mental health problems, but I wish everyone affected their health. Yes, that's what I wanted to talk about. So I'm not a doctor. I just want to say I'm not a doctor. I'm not trained in any of this shit. But I have researched this. I've researched BPD a hell of a lot. Okay? And personality disorders in general. So I'll give you a quick overview of what BPD is. BPD's, that's what we'll start with tonight, but we're going to cover a few different things. BPD is borderline personality disorder, and it does sound horrible. It sounds like your personality is broken, because it really does. And they are trying to get it changed, and my psychologist was actually at the forefront of getting it changed. They are the worst. They really are. And the thing is, you can say all you want about, they're not convicted. Well, put it this way: the person who did it to me isn't convicted. Doesn't mean they didn't do it. It means that they got away with it, because children are too scared to speak up. And by the time they do, they think nobody will believe them. I'm not bipolar. Okay, Blake, I am not bipolar. Bipolar and BPD are two different things, which you'll know that. I'll give you a quick overview of the difference between the two. And again, if you want to learn out more about all this stuff, then go to other channels with real doctors. I'm just going to give you my own experience and what I've learned. So bipolar is the new term for manic depression. So manic depression, you get really, really low. You can go for weeks. No, I'm not bipolar. Blake, that's awesome. Yeah, could be, David. I think the thing is, I think a lot of people are overdiagnosed, but I know that I'm not. Because people don't even know I'll explain to you in a minute. It's okay. No, I'm I knew you would because of what you've been studying. So bipolar and borderline personality, I don't think. Yeah. So bipolar is the new name for manic depression. Now, manic, as you know, manic depression, you can go through a mania stage and you can go through a major depressive stage. Now, again, I am not a doctor. I cannot reiterate this enough. I'm giving you my own experience. Now, my boss was bipolar. I don't know if she was 1 or 2. I didn't know there was a difference until someone told me recently. It was Katie, I think. Hello, Cosmic Mate. So anyway, and I knew something wasn't right because I didn't know at first. And one minute she'd be really, really manic, like overly high. She'd be buying us all ice lollies. She'd be whizzing around the office, everything's wonderful, blah, blah, blah. And then she would be really moody. Or she'd not come into work. She'd disappear. And I started to I was only, 28, 29, 42 now. I didn't know much about this sort of stuff. And when she came in after about three months off, she said, I'm bipolar. And then I started to look into it a little bit. Anyway, this was my own experience. Then the one day she came into work and she was all flustered and confused. And we found out that she'd actually gone and gone into a shop, bought a load of stuff, spent a load of money on a credit card. She got into work with this shopping bag full of stuff that she had no memory of buying. She had no memory of any of this. She was on a mania episode. When Britney Spears got all her hair cut off and all that, she's bipolar as well. And I'm not going to get into the reasons of it tonight. I know people are saying, oh, it's engineered and it's this and that. That is for my other channel, really. You're free to talk about it in the chat, but I'm not going to talk about it because I'm just talking about my own experiences of it all. And what causes it is probably for my other channel. Because I do tend to agree. Anyway, try vitamin D. Yeah, vitamin D. She probably does take it because I think Kate works in a hospital. Yeah, Michael Wilson. That's so true. We're all on lithium. Look at the airplane in the sky. Anyway, so she was diagnosed with bipolar, and we got to know the signs. So that's my personal experience with. But I do know people with bipolar. I have got family members who I suspect are bipolar but aren't diagnosed. So. But again, medication and therapy, people with bipolar can live completely normal lives. They can have jobs, they can hold down a family and a relationship, but they've got to admit that there's a problem and they've got to get support. This is my opinion. People can disagree. That's what we're all about here. If you disagree, that's fine. It's not a problem. Diagnosis are inflated. I agree. Okay, so BPD is different, as in BPD by borderline personality disorder is a cluster B. So you've got in the personality disorder chart, you've got cluster A, you've got cluster B, and you've got cluster C. So okay, I'm just going to get something up on screen. If people are interested, I'll carry on. If people aren't interested in this, because I don't want to talk about stuff that you guys, aren't interested in. So if you guys are interested in this, I'll carry on. If you're not, I'll skim over it and I will go into something else. Do you know what I mean? Hang on. Sorry, one sec, folks. I'm just going to get something up on screen. No, I don't want you. It's easier if you can see what I'm talking about. Do you know what I mean? Because then you can, it's much easier. It's like in a classroom, isn't it? And the kids look at, I say this to Jack, you need to look at stuff as I'm doing it. Just telling you isn't going to, we're humans that we need to see stuff. As in, that's just the way humans work. Okay, so cluster A, cluster B, cluster C. What are people saying in chat? To hell with the pedo talk around here. Who's talking about? I think my chat's probably behind. Sorry, it's my fault. My chat's behind. It's always good to stay informed, says Batman Serotonin. Oh, thank you, Kate, darling. I just don't want people to think that EastEnders depresses me as well, Alan, but I still watch it because I think, well, there's people much worse off than me. It makes me feel less depressed about my life because their life seems so much worse, so much more dreadful. Anyway, so yeah, just keep letting me know. I know, yeah, away from the aquarium plants. If people are interested, I'll keep going. If people aren't, I won't. Simple. It's like if you're having a conversation in a room and people look bored, you don't talk about it, do you? Hello, Dave. CIA Dave, White Earps in the house. Okay, so I've come onto this now, so I'm not seeing chat. Thank you, Aricod. I've got my phone open though, but I can't actually put anything on the screen. So I'm going to make this big. Put it in big. Put it in big. Okay. So BPD is cluster B. Now this is what I know the most about because obviously this is my own condition. Okay, so these are the 3 personality disorder clusters. Now the difference between BPD and bipolar is that BPD is like a light switch. Your emotions are up and down, up and down, up and down all the time. So you can literally you can go from like happy, sad, really depressed, then anxiety, because anxiety and depression, they get used together a lot. They're completely different things. One is you're anxious about doing something and you're terrified of doing it, and the other one, depression, is you've got no interest in doing anything and you don't want to do anything. So they're actually, people go, I've got anxiety and depression. Having both is actually a lot more difficult than what people realise. But anyway, I'll cover that in a minute. And I'll take people up as well if you want to talk about your own experiences, because I need a wee in a bit anyway. So, oh, thank you, other side. Because I've got my phone open so I can see chat, but I can't see it on the screen because I'm on this. So BPD is in this cluster B. So the first one is the odd eccentric cluster, which is paranoid personality disorder, schizoid personality disorder, and schizotypal personality disorder. So that's your cluster A. So they're very eccentric, very odd. And I think this one easily gets misdiagnosed as autism. Cluster B is the dramatic, unpredictable cluster. Okay. Hello, paranormal research. I'm a healthcare worker and I take care of aggressive mentally disabled. Ah, well, thank you for doing that, because they don't get the respect. You guys do not get the respect you deserve. People go on about the police and the fire people, but what about the people in the homes looking after people? Like my friend does stuff what's similar to what you do with like teenagers, delinquents. Some of them are really messed up. She's been beaten up so many times, and she gets like crap wage and no acknowledgement of what she does. So respect to you, my friend. This one includes antisocial personality disorder, borderline personality disorder, histrionic personality disorder, and narcissistic personality disorder. Does sex make you happy? I don't know, I suppose. Doesn't it make everybody? It depends on the person, doesn't it? If you enjoy it, yeah. If you don't, then no, I suppose. The anxious, fearful cluster, avoidant personality disorder, dependent personality disorder, obsessive compulsive personality disorder. Now, don't confuse that one with OCD. They're 2 different things. Okay. Like here, narcissistic personality disorder is different to narcissistic, as in a narcissist, because this one, it's traits of a disorder. If you've got MPD, it doesn't make you a narcissist. It means that your personality is controlled by, you've got narcissistic tendencies. Doesn't mean you're a narcissist. You can treat this to a certain degree. You can't treat a narcissist. If you're a narcissist, you're a narcissist. And unfortunately, there's too many of them around now. And society, in my opinion, cause that, because it's all about how many likes you get, how many selfies you can get, how many, how many fans you can get on social media, and it's become a narcissist's playground now, unfortunately. And a lot of the big channels as well, you don't realise there's a lot of the big channels, they got like that because of their ego. And that's why I tend to sort of, there are some big channels that are really good. Oh, that's good other side. But there are a lot of egotistical around. My vitamin B is through the roof. It's too high. And I'm on SSRIs. So, but I'll get into that in a minute. So anyway, so the one I know the most about is cluster B. So I know TikTok. So when I tell people that I've got BPD, they totally freak out. Okay. And you can normally spot a BPD person. I'll do the questions in a minute, Alan, because I'm going to get distracted. Supplies. Yeah, it is breeding narcissists. It really, really is. But yeah, we'll do the questions in a minute because I'm going to ask people if they've got any questions, and I'll answer as honestly as I can, but I don't want to reveal too much about my own childhood. So this is the one where you can be very unpredictable. Now, BPD, it's different to all of these, right? All of these, it's different. Because with BPD, you have to be diagnosed, you have to have traits of at least 5 of the other personality disorders. Yeah, you've got to have traits of these. Hello, Ben. Where the others, that is just that one. Hello, Free State UK. So, for example, with BPD, your mood can just flick like an instant. So I can be feeling great, really happy, and then all of a sudden something will happen that is minor it should be minor to the average person who hasn't got this condition. I'm going to tell you how I used to be anyway. I'm not so much now because I'm a lot better. But something minor can come along, and out of the blue, I will take it as severe rejection. Okay? And you get this horrible feeling inside, and your heart sinks, and you hurt. You hurt like someone has just killed your dog or something. The pain that you feel and the rejection that you feel is completely over proportion of what's actually just happened. And you overreact. Something small can irritate the hell out of you when you're BPD and you're full on BPD. And that's why people go, oh, BPD rager. And my mood was just so high and so low. It stems from, and when you peel it all back about BPD, it stems from abandonment. And it's people say, no, it's not that. I didn't know it was that until I looked into it all when I got diagnosed. And basically, has anybody ever felt that when you don't want someone to go, you push them? So if you love someone so much, okay, you love someone so much, it usually comes out in relationships. That is where it's usually easily spotted. So yeah. So you don't want someone to leave you. You want someone to keep telling you they want you. You want to feel them wanting you all the time. And what happens is when you've just got with somebody, that happens. And then that wears off. And if you've got BPD, you don't want it to. And what can happen is you start pushing away the person. You don't want them to go. But you want them to keep saying to you, I'm not going anywhere. I love you. It's not just in relationships. It's in everyday life. It's in friendships. But I'm just letting you know my experience and how it works in relationships. So you want them. You don't know you need this reassurance because you don't know it. You don't know you've got this. This is until you get diagnosed, and then your world will change. But this is why relationships, long-term relationships with BPD, 1 or 2 of BPD partners, it doesn't happen. If you've got BPD, and you're out of control and you're not diagnosed and you're not getting any treatment, there is a good chance that your relationship will not work long term, unfortunately. This is just a fact of it. And if it does work, it's going to be up and down, up and down, up and down, wanting somebody, not wanting somebody, wanting somebody, not wanting somebody. You act like you don't love the person, but you do. But you really want them to really want you. And those patterns can come across as controlling. They can come across as you can avoid that person because you want them to chase you. And it's just a complete minefield. And the slightest things can irritate you. That is just in a relationship. That's how it can work. When I first got with Al back in 2011, I would often push him away. And I didn't know why I was doing it. Well, yeah, some people are better off on their own, Dave. I get that. But anyway, so this was my experience of it. And it was, I've noticed, over the years, I've never been what you'd call a BPD rager. It is draining, Kate. It is so draining. And especially when you don't know why you feel this way. You take the slightest thing as rejection as well. So, hello, Kate, darling. Are you still here? Katie and Kate. Hello, English Buttercup. How you doing, my friend? So, I'm going to get on to going into the other ones again, but I'm just giving you my experience. Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, Katie, yes, it is and it isn't, okay? It is, they say it is brought on by trauma, but there is a genetic link as well with BPD. There is. They found a genetic link, but it is really brought on. Yeah, I've never been a rager, Kate, and I'm going to get into that in a moment because there's a new type of BPD that they're now discovering, and they're waiting for it to become officially in this cluster here, but it will be, and that is what's happened with me. Okay. How did I get diagnosed? Okay, so basically, self-harming as well is a big problem with BPD because you really do hate yourself. Oh, thank you, free speech, love. Oh, Jen. So the hatred to yourself is just, you really do hate yourself. And whenever anyone is negative towards you, it confirms what you already think of yourself as well. And again, like Katie said, it stems from trauma as you're a child, and it does. But there's people that are predisposed to it. Not every single person who has been abused as a child will end up with BPD, but everybody with BPD tends to have been traumatized as a child, if that makes any sense. Oh, thank you, other side. Does that make sense? Okay, so when I had Littlin in 2014, my emotions were all over the place. Blimey, I was really all over the place. I couldn't sleep. I was first of all diagnosed with postnatal depression, and then they sent me to see the counsellor after I'd had Littlin, because I came out with all of my past to the GP, and I seen a counsellor, started to talk about my past. I did 6 sessions and it made me worse because I was opening up about things. There was things that I'd forgotten about that I just remembered. Literally, having Jack was a crazy epiphany of how much I was, depressed. My emotions I couldn't control. All of my past things that I'd forgotten had come up. And the love for this little person, this little package, this little baby, this perfect little bundle in this little blanket that they dumped on me about a day later, because I won't even go into the trauma of having him. That's there's probably going to have to do a few shows on this because there's so much to cover, but I'm just going to start off with what I know the most about and then we'll move on. Hello, Rebel Music. The counsellor at the GP surgery said you need to see the psychiatric team, like the mental health nurse and whatever. And that's how I ended up seeing that team. Who was it who asked how I got diagnosed? Was it Jane asked how I got diagnosed? I think it was. So I can only give you, it was Jane. So I can only give you my experience of how I got diagnosed. So I seen a psychiatric nurse. Again, I'd never been told about BPD. I didn't even know what it was. Also, I was seeing a pain psychologist at the hospital for my pain, which is another matter. I'm in a chronic pain, a lot of pain. I don't even talk about my pain, but it is bad. Anyway, so she had mentioned it a few times that I could have an emotional, she calls it something else. Emotional, can't regulate her emotions. And she'd written it down a few times to letters to my GP, but she'd never called it BPD because, I'd explained to her how I felt and how I was acting and whatnot. So she was the first person that actually triggered this. And then when I went to see when the psychiatric nurse was coming out, she said, right, let's get you to the psychiatrist, which is different to a psychologist. And it was her that says, you've got your psychologist saying it. And I was like, saying what? And she says, you've got this thing. She said, you've got your psychiatric nurse who I was seeing twice a week. She thinks she might have this condition. And then she diagnosed me in 2015, I think it was. So I was like, that sounds horrible, Excuse me. So she gave me some letters and some links to Mind, which is a website in the UK. And as the more I started to look into it, I was like, oh my God, I do that. But there's various levels of it, It's a spectrum. You can have people that really act out. You can have people that internalise, and that's what quiet BPD is, and that's what I was going to come on to. And I got put on some, medication. I had a nurse who I'd see once a week for about 5 years. And the more the treatment helped a lot. And now people don't know I've got it. Now, I'll get Al in a minute, if I can find him, and he can let you know what I used to be like. But if you look at what they call a BPD rager, I was never like that, but I would be crying a lot. I would be so emotional, crying. Then he'd find me in the bathroom self-harming because I hated myself. Then I was angry. But ever since I've had Jack, I've not got the anger. It's so weird. My BPD completely changed when I had Jack. When it was just me and him, I could rage for days. If something irritated me, I wouldn't shut up about it. I was nothing like I am now. Like now, people troll me. I don't even watch it. I just ignore it. But if I was on YouTube 7 or 8 years ago, I would be a fucking nightmare. I'd be a Malibu. I'd sit there raging all the time. Okay? No, I've been very lucky with the people around me medical-wise. It's because of where I live. There's not many people here. If I was in Birmingham, I wouldn't have got to see anybody. So, anyway, so when I started medication and whatnot and started reading into it, that is when I truly started to understand it. The more I looked into it, excuse me, you know what it was, Terry? This little person was in the house. I could no longer shout. I could no longer get angry at Al for something stupid. I couldn't. I could literally shout and cry, and for days. And you can't do that with a little person in the house. Your whole world is upside down. It is a hormone, Blake, and people don't realise that. The most benefit from medication. I'm going to be honest and say it's medication, but it does take both. In my opinion. But yeah, so yeah, well, the thing is, I've had bunnies for 22 years, right? But I could get really irritated. Like Al is so forgetful. So for example, he'll leave the cupboard door open in the kitchen. He'll go into a kitchen cupboard. He'll open it and he'll take something out and he'll leave the door open. and I'll bang my head on the door, right? And I'll be like, ugh, right? So then what will happen is that I'll go in and the doors are open. Now, I haven't actually banged my head. This is just giving you an example, right? I haven't actually banged my head. But I'll go in there and I'll be like, you let that fucking door open. This is what I used to be like. I'm not like it anymore. And he'd be like, okay, calm down. I'll be like, don't tell me to calm down. You know, that sort of thing. But I was around that as a child. I'm not going to go into my family. It's not fair to talk about them here, but I was around that a lot as a child by one of my family members. They're like that all the time. So hello, trading love. I was around that all the time. That up and down, up and down, up and down moods. And it is, a lot of it is nurture, like Katie said. Anyway, so what I noticed is that over time with medication and whatnot, I started to internalize things. So instead of getting angry, I would and shouting and angry, I'd get angry at me. And what I ended up doing was more of the self-harming, less of the shouting. Now, there's so much crossover with other conditions as well. So it's really, this is what I mean. This is not going to be done in one thing. I'm just going to get quiet BPD up. Just give me a sec. I'm just trying to find. Okay, so I think Dr. Grande, I don't know if you know Dr. Grande, does a lot on this sort of stuff as well. I'm just going to try and get something up to show you. Okay, so my condition, my personal condition now has become quiet BPD. People don't know I've got it. Most people didn't know I had it before, but it came out. So, for example, if I'm driving and someone cuts me up, this was before. Hello, Uptown, how you doing, mate? I'll give you a wrench, bud. If I was driving and someone cut me up, the rage, you know, fucking, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was like. I'll be like, calm down. Hello, Warwick Bull. It's been a while, doing, mate. Paz is on holiday, by the way, guys. There'll be no Paz tonight. And the anger, the anger, if I was driving and somebody cut me up, was unbelievable. And just to add as well, we know that the trolls are going to use this against me. Okay, we know this is going to happen, and I'm fully expecting this. But after Malibu put my BPD on blast, this is just to people that are coming in. This is why I'm taking control back. This is my own condition. This is my own story to tell, not hers. Hello, Peter. So this is why I'm taking the control back right now, okay? So we know I'm going to get trolled for this. We know this. But fuck them. And I won't watch your shitty trolling. Because how many trolls that hide behind keyboards will actually talk about their own condition? They won't. Anyway, excuse me. So this is what they call quiet BPD, and this is how I've ended up now. What's truth in the house? How you doing, mate? Okay, so quiet BPD is a person living with quiet BPD. Then this is how I've gone. Yeah, I don't give a fuck, Blackjack. I didn't start off like this. This is when people say to me, why can't I tell? Because this is what's happened to me. If I was like this originally, I don't think I would have got diagnosed, because people with this don't get diagnosed. Okay, so quiet BPD, a person living with quiet BPD will typically internalize their emotion, which creates invisible feelings of turmoil that can make life extremely difficult. I'm sorry to hear that, Peter. Well, quiet BPD is not an official diagnosis because it isn't yet. The use of this term denotes a subtype of BPD that tends to turn symptoms inward rather than outward, which makes them less obvious. As a result of this, quiet BPD often tends to go undiagnosed, misdiagnosed as something else, example, depression, social anxiety, autism, or takes longer to diagnose because of the lack of classic symptoms. And that is what I wanted to talk about tonight. Now, these are types of personality disorders. So you can be petulant, you can have unpredictable mood swings, passive aggressiveness, a need to feel in control. This is just all of the personality disorders. Self-destructive, partaking in self-harming or abusive behaviours. You can actually be extremely controlling and abusive and not even know it. And I've been in relationships like that with the other person. Discouraged, feels of abandonment, neediness, emotional mood swings, impulsive, binging, risky and aggressive behaviours. The thing is as well with BPD is some of the symptoms and signs of BPD are like taking severe risks, and you can take really severe risks on stuff because you're always pushing yourself all the time. You don't stop pushing yourself. Let me just get that page back up. So, hang on a minute. I need a wee. I'm going to have to do a little mini break in a minute. Hang on a sec. Hang on. Right, hold on a sec. Okay. So these are the 3 different clusters. I'm going to stick this link in case you want to go and have a look at it. So you've got cluster A, cluster B, cluster C. This is all the personality disorders. I'm just starting here. I'm not this, I'm going to do what I can tonight. And then we can get on to other ones. I'm just going to give you the ones that I know the most about. So this pattern of behaviour starts due to late adolescence and causes distress. So personality disorders affects at least 2 of these areas: the way you think about yourself and others, the way you respond emotionally, the way of controlling one's behaviour. That is I think that's cluster. Is that cluster A? So there's different clusters. So you've got coming down here. So avoidant personality disorder. Other side, that's so sweet. A pattern of extreme shyness. So this is the first one. This is avoidant personality disorder. I think this is in cluster. Is this cluster C? Yeah, this is in cluster C. But I'm going to go down all of the personality disorders, and then we'll move on, unless you've got any questions. A pattern of violating the rights of other people. Sorry, no, I've gone to the next one. Sorry, my apologies. A pattern of extreme shyness, feelings of inadequacy, and extremely sensitive to criticism. That's avoidant personality disorder. Antisocial personality disorder, a pattern of violating the rights of other people. A person with antisocial personality disorder may not obey social norms, also lie repeatedly, or may act impulsively. Okay. Why are there only 3 clusters? That's just how they've done it. That is the thing. Is this is how they've measured it? Do you see what I mean? So it's just like, what is a calorie? Calories don't exist, but it's a measurement, and this is how the medical profession have measured it. If that makes any sense. I need a wee really bad. What I might do is put a video on while I just nip for the loo. I'll just quickly read these out. So avoidant is that one. Borderline is a pattern of instability in personal relationships, intense emotions, poor self-image and impulsivity. Now, people often say to me, Penny, why can't you take a compliment? I can't take a compliment. People say you need to learn how to take a compliment. It's not part of me. Yeah. Everyone who knows me properly will know. Kate will tell you. Kate, you know me quite well now. I don't take a compliment because I absolutely hate myself. But you wouldn't know it because I'm so used to just carrying on, and that's just as it is. And I've accepted that. So when people say you're fat, you're ugly, you're this, you're that, it doesn't affect me because I already know it. So try a different one. Do you see what I'm coming from? That twat face, Mike's friend, loves calling me fat every single day. This is the same person that kept telling me, you're not fat, you're not this, you're not that, every single day. Of course I'm fat. I know I'm fat. No, you're not. And now it's gone to fat this, fat that, fat this, fat that. It doesn't affect me. I know I'm fat. You're just repeating yourself all the time. Yeah, Kate knows. And another thing, just to add about BPD, and this is the one I know the most about. Yeah, Peter, it is a symptom of it. To be diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, it's different to all of the others. It's totally different. To be diagnosed with this, this is probably the worst. What my psychologist told me, this is the worst one. She says you've got the worst one. Oh, thanks for that, love. Because to get this one, you have to have traits of at least 5 of all the other ones. At least 5. I think I had traits of like 8, 7 or 8. Okay, so that is the difference. Now, not everybody will have the same traits. So that is why you might have one person with BPD who rages like a loon and one person who doesn't, because they've not got all the traits. Now, the big problem with BPD is that it's in cluster B. And the big one in cluster B is narcissistic personality disorder. And many with BPD have got traits of NPD. I have it on record. I do not have traits of NPD. So when Malibu calls me a narcissist, she's a fucking idiot. The only narcissist I see is her. Batman, I appreciate you saying it, mate, but I'm never going to listen. The psychologist was about 5 years. The psychologist, what, God, once a week. A psychiatrist I've seen about 3 times. You don't see them, the psychiatrists a lot. But my psychiatric nurse was twice a week, then once a week. No, Lucy's definitely around. Okay, so that's the difference with BPD. You've got to be diagnosed with traits of at least 5 of all these other ones. So, do you see what I'm saying? Like, one of mine was this one, avoidant, a pattern of extreme shyness. Because I'm not shy, because inside I am shy. If anyone knows me from a child, I was so shy as a child. The way I am now is how I've overcome it. I don't give a fuck anymore. Yeah. So, feelings of inadequacy and extreme sensitive to criticism. I'm extremely sensitive, again, but I've learnt to overcome that. And if I do get hurt, that's where the self-harming comes in. And this is the big self-harming problem. My shrimp quit seeing me because he was scared of me. I'm not surprised, Dave, with your torture methods. I'll be scared and all. Okay. Histrionic is a pattern which requires excessive emotion and attention seeking. People with this personality disorder may be uncomfortable when they are not the centre of attention. So I think this is cluster C as well. Narcissistic personality disorder, a pattern in which there is a lack of empathy for others. These are really, really brief descriptions. You could spend days talking about this one. Okay. Obsessive compulsive personality disorder. This is not the same as OCD. People with this personality disorder may be overly focused on details or schedules, may work excessively and are not allowing the time for leisure or friends. Paranoid personality disorder, a pattern of being suspicious of others and seeing other people as mean or spiteful when they're not. Schizotypal, can't say that, a disorder of being very uncomfortable in close relationships. That's similar to the avoidance one. So I've put that link in. Basically, to have BPD, you've got to be diagnosed with traits of all of the disorders. Okay. So you could be diagnosed BPD because you've got the paranoid one. You can have schizoid. You can actually, with BPD, you can actually hear voices. And it's not the same as schizophrenia. We're not talking about someone having a conversation with you. But at my worst, I would think I heard the door. I'd say to Al, I can hear the door. Someone's knocking on the door. No, they're not. There's no one there. I'd be like, there is. Someone's, oh, I go, my phone's ringing. When we had a house phone, the phone's ringing. No, it's not. When I was severely stressed out, I would hear the phone. And it wasn't there. Not because of this. Because that was one of my traits. Okay. Okay, so that's BPD. Has anyone got any questions on BPD? And again, I'm not a doctor, but I have literally researched this. I will tell you what I was like, but I'm not a BPD rager. I've never sat here raging. I think twice I may have lost my temper a little bit with somebody, but I've pulled it straight back. That's the difference. I'm going to be back in a sec. I'm going to put a video on. Just giving you a little brief overview. Get your questions in for when I come back, if anyone's got any questions. I'm probably going to get a fucking copyright claim, aren't I? I just want to give you a really quick... I'm just going to play this. Okay. Just to add as well, another fact of BPD is it's the most, out of all the mental health conditions and out of all the personality disorders, it's got the highest suicide rate. So just bear that in mind, Malibu and others. When you're bullying somebody with BPD, when you're putting their medical condition that I told them well, I didn't even tell them, I told others, and she was lurking in the group. When you're putting that on blast, when you're calling somebody a BPD rager, you are actually suicide trolling. The only suicide troll is Malibu. That is that the person who screams the loudest dealt it. Because by what she's done to me, two things could have happened with what Malibu did. Okay. Malibu put my personal, all of this on blast. So two things could have happened. She could have triggered my BPD. I could have started getting angry. I could have took it out on Al. I would never take it out on Jack. It's just not a non-brainer. This is why I internalise it now. I will not get angry around Jack. It just doesn't happen. People say to me, God, you're the most chilled out mother. Like Jack being, he's on the autistic spectrum. He can be so loud. He doesn't stop talking. And like a few hours around my sister, she's like, oh my God, Pen, I can't go. And it's like, she's like, how are you so calm? Al has to walk out the room, but he's got autism. So his brain explodes. Like he's awake now because he slept late. Ever since the heat wave, his sleep pattern's completely all over the place. And I've got him perfect as well. But, it'll come back. Did you smell something? I'm going to go for a winner, but I just want to quickly say this is when you are bullying somebody, when you're calling them names, when you are taking the piss out of them and they've got BPD diagnosed, it's horrible to anybody to call someone fat and ugly all the time. It's just horrible. And people that are friends with people that do that, you need to look at yourself. Okay? You need to look at yourself. And who was it who said this to me? It was Mouse Nation. Said, when someone shows you themselves, listen to them. That is how they're treating others. One day, that is how they will treat you. That is what people need to look at those around them. If somebody is constantly calling somebody ugly and fat and this and that, then that person will do it to you as well. And people with BPD have got the highest suicide rate. This is a fact. You can look into it. It's probably going to be on this video. I don't know if I've seen this before. I've watched a load of them though. It's the highest suicide rate. Okay. So what could have happened was when Malibu put that out there, I could have got triggered with my BPD, got really, really angry, spent days on here raging at her, which would have played into her hands, which is what I didn't do. I would have a few years ago, I would have. Or I could have gone and started self-harming, or worse. So when someone is putting out people's mental health conditions like that on blast and taking the piss out of them, they are the suicide troll. Another thing, just briefly, is certain people, I'm not going to name any names, but Baby Jane came in earlier, Katie, and if you're still here, love, she came in and said she's got bipolar. That takes a lot. Malibu also seen that as well. And a certain person, not going to name any names because I'm not about that. Right. The only reason why I've named Malibu tonight is because she's the one that put my BPD out there. Okay. That's a fact. I got the clips Lisa Lake recorded her doing it. She made it private the next day. But that's what happened. Okay. Suicide trolls, they really are. But do you know what the irony is, Warwick Bull? This person said, this person actually said that she is the one being suicide trolls. Do you know what, love? I'm going to put it on. Fuck it. I'll put it on when I come back. I'm going to play this first. So I'm just going to the loo. But she could have really, really done serious damage. And she needs to shut the F up. Because one of these days, she's going to do it to the wrong person. And they are going to kill themselves. But I did neither of those two. I didn't rage. I didn't say a word. I didn't hurt myself. I didn't tell Al what had happened. It is an option. That's the problem. Quite often with BPD as well, you can end up suiciding. This is why it's so common. You can end up suiciding because you don't mean to cry for help. You're actually just trying to self-harm, but you end up going too far and they don't mean to kill themselves. That's why they don't usually leave a note. But yeah, I'm on my way to the loo now. Yeah, it's not nice. And again, I don't want to make her. Don't go over there. Don't harass her. Don't troll her. You know, she's mentally ill. In my opinion, she is the BPD rager. She's the epitome of BPD. Okay, and this stream is not about her. So please don't think that this is about her. This is about mental health. And the only reason why I'm bringing her up is because I'm talking about my BPD, my condition that she put out. And people that are closest to me on here seen that and said, Penny, is this true? You've got BPD. I'm not going to lie. I don't lie. I says, yeah, I have. I have got BPD. But I wanted to tell you myself. So, but don't bully her, don't harass her, don't go there, don't give her views. I don't want to talk about her, but this is the reason why I'm doing this stream tonight, is because of her. Because I'm taking control back of my condition. Okay, so I'm going to play this video, nip to the loo, and I'll be back shortly.
It's estimated that at least 1 in 100 people have borderline personality disorder, or BPD. In this video, we'll talk about what it's like to have the disorder, as well as how people can recover from it. Here are some. The availability of specific services is limited. The reason may include the ongoing social stigma of mental health conditions, or the challenges that health professionals face in treating BPD. It is quite possible to treat it, but more on that later. Imagine a good friend of yours has BPD. You tell them something about your new partner, and they react ferociously. If you've been hurt by them in one of their more severe episodes of instability, you might struggle to feel empathy towards them. But it's important not to blame the person in such situations. It's not their fault, after all. So, what is the cause of BPD? Well, it isn't fully understood. Currently, a combination of biological factors and early life experiences such as trauma is thought to contribute to the development of BPD. In diagnosis, psychiatrists attempt to observe a pattern of these features mentioned before. These must be considered inflexible, pervasive, long-standing, and must lead to clinically significant distress or impairment. In terms of recovery, the best treatment results have been shown with a branch of psychological counselling known as dialectical behavioural therapy. Dialectical means concerned with opposing forces, which here are acceptance and change. Think of some of the challenges mentioned earlier, then consider how that might affect a relationship between a health professional and a person with BPD. It's important to engage clinicians who have thorough experience and understanding of this condition, given that the maintenance of a strong therapeutic relationship is integral to positive outcomes. It may take several goes, but strong improvements are possible. In this video, I've tried to show the challenge and complexity of living with, as well as treating BPD. A recent Australian Senate committee stated that an end to marginalisation of this disorder within the community and the mental health sector is urgently needed. And we'll leave it on that note. See you next time.
Okay, so I'm back. I'm just going to say I totally agree, Lisa Lake. And my point that I'm trying to make, though, love, is that I don't want to go to her level. So when all this came out, I actually didn't even really talk about this publicly because I didn't want to give this person any, I honestly believe that if anyone's got BPD, she has, but I think she's got the narcissistic trait. So she needs the views. She needs the constant, if she doesn't have people in there, she gets annoyed. So what she ends up doing is making drama. She makes drama so that she can, we're on amber warning again. I'm just arguing it now. Hold on. You couldn't make it up, could you? Doesn't matter. You know what it is, don't it? Doesn't matter what I do, what I talk about. They report me. And if you get reported so many times, YouTube just put you on amber warning. And then they review it after the stream. And then they go, oh, yeah, you're all right. I just repeat it just to piss them off because it pisses YouTube off because now a person's got to sit there and manually go through it now. Hi, YouTube. Hey, motherfuckers. Anyway, you've got to smile. You've got to keep laughing and keep smiling, otherwise you'll go insane. Enough about her. I'm not going to show a video, but I'm going to put the link in. Lisa Lake, love, can you put the link in? People can, I'm not even going to give her any energy, but you can see this is what she did. Really, really, really. Hello, out of passionate zone. I don't know. I just hear a vibe. What have I missed? Sorry, I nipped to the loo. Dr. Tenpenny Nose says post jabs. Oh yeah, I was reading a really interesting article today in the Spectator about the jabs. It goes pen. I'm lost. Oh, you mean that's all they talk about is me? Is that what you mean? Yeah, isn't it funny though? I live rent free in people's heads. But anyway, this is about mental health. It's not about any one person. And please don't, those are introverted and extroverted in any illness. Yeah, so if anyone's got any questions, because there's probably loads of things I haven't talked about. Underbelly has a cure, just unleash the demon, Michael. yeah, so if anyone's got any questions, but so what was I going to say as well? So I take like serotonin, SSRIs is might in the that's a good one. It is the best medicine, Blackjack. You have to smile. And also mood stabilizers really, really, they were the one that helped the most. I left the care sector after 24 years and I'm living by myself after being in care home, and it's hard. Oh, Peter, I'm so sorry to hear that, mate. Are you on Telegram? You should join our group. Guys, we have a Telegram group and a load of us are in there, regulars. And honestly, it's like a saviour because there's people from different parts of the world. Most people are in the UK, but not everybody. You can nip on and there's usually somebody around, and we do put a lot of links in there, a lot of truth stuff, but we're also friends. And that's what I love about this channel. We're all mates. I'm not doing this because I want anybody. I'm in TG. What does that mean? What's the Telegram group called? You have to have a personal invite. It's private, Celtic. So you'd have to drop me an email, mate, and I'll send you the invite link. Yeah, SSRIs. And the thing is, you can have BPD. It doesn't make you a bad person. Even people at their worst, when they're raging or pushing people away, these people are hurting. Yeah. So I'm not a typical BPD person. Like I say, I'm a quiet BPD. I internalise things, which is why no one knows I've got it. But just bear in mind that when people are being, when people are taking the piss out of people for their mental health, like Katie, not Kate, Katie, baby Jane, certain people on here, because she's got a bipolar, call her a bipolar rager. Now, even if she was raging, which I don't think she is, that's a condition, But I've not seen Katie rage at all. But anyway, I think people just need to be nice to each other. And the thing is, all these little disagreements that people have, like I said this the other day, if we all just went to the pub or went to the park or something, us ladies went for a cuppa, we'd probably piss ourselves at the ludicrousy of all this shit, I'm a very blunt person. What I say on the internet is what I say to your face. That's just how it is. I can't be nice to people who I don't like. But I give everybody a chance. Everybody gets a chance. Hello, Forrest. How are you, mate? You okay? We're just talking about different mental health things. Kate is a nice girl. Yeah, there's two Kates. Of course you can, Celtic. Drop me an email, mate. Send me an email. And there, I've just put it in here. Where's it gone? There. Drop me an email and I'll send you the link. Yeah, just be kind, guys. And if you don't like someone, okay, you don't have to be nasty. You can be a bit like, I'm quite blunt. I'll go, right, okay, you're a knobhead. Don't like you. Let's just go our separate ways. And that's it. If you don't like someone, don't subscribe. Don't watch them and get yourself in a state. Just take. If I'm having issues with somebody, I will physically remove myself from that situation, from that toxic situation. How you doing, Forrest? Did you get some sleep? I treat people the way I would like to be treated. Exactly. Okay, I'll admit that I've been on Citalopram. Well, there's nothing to be ashamed of, sweetheart. Citalopram on and off for 10 to 12. Does it help? The best thing I remember was coming off it. Okay. Sadly, I chose the call. Oh, no. Yeah, but this is the problem, you see. And you get people that want attention. Just got upset all day. Well, at least you got some rest. You deserve it, I'm Celtic Crusader on Telegram. You work hard, Forrest. You work like 6 days a week, You need the rest. Celtic, actually like that. Hang on, let me just have a quick. Does anybody want to come up? I'm going to come off the BPD thing in a minute because I'm going to move on to something else. But I'm only giving you my own. Again, I'm not a doctor, but I have researched the hell out of this. And if you've got somebody who's a friend, right, or a partner, and they're being a bit of, hang on a minute. Is your avatar a Celtic cross? and 3 swords. Is that you? I don't want to add you if it's not you. Hang on. So what I'll do, I'll add you and then I'll put you in the group. Sorry about this, folks. But the thing is, I've heard citalopram. I've heard quite a lot of bad stuff about citalopram. Hang on. Is that you? Yeah. Okay. Hold on. I'll just add you as a friend. Add to contacts, and then I will add you to the group. Well, I've known you for long enough. I've known you for a few years now, haven't I? So, if you want to join the group and I don't know you and I've not spoke to you for long and I've never seen you, don't be offended if I say, can you just show me who you are, okay? Because, like, for example, a Celtic Crusader I've known on YouTube for God, years now, you know? But if you're new, you could be an infiltrator troll going, I'm new, can I join your group? And then come in and then, you know, bully and whatever. Got to keep everybody safe. Starve attention, exactly, Forrest. That, yeah, starve attention whores. And I tell you what else, just quickly, if anyone's got any questions about my own experience of BPD, please ask away. I will answer as best I can. Try to keep away from my childhood though. Because it, you know, I don't want to put that out there. I will talk about it privately, but not here. What was I going to say now? Forgot. Yeah, any questions? Oh, fucking hell. I was going to say something. I forgot what it was now. Sorry. Yeah, but if anyone knows anybody who has got a partner who is pushing them away, getting angry, getting sad, you know, don't give up on them. And being with a BPD person as well, you can feel like they don't love you. I'm trying to look at it from the other side now, okay? I'm trying to look at it from the person who isn't BPD, how it looks to that person. It can look like they don't love you. It can look like they hate you because they're raging. They're hurting. And they push you because they want you to pull them closer. And they don't know they're doing it. But all I can say is that if you think you may have that condition, and I've only touched upon it, I could be for days talking about it. There's so many different parts of and traits within that condition, you know. But if you think you might have it, just go. Doctors are crap these days. I'm not going to lie, but it still speak to them because you might end up getting a good one. You know, it's just your luck, isn't it? But I got a good GP. She's gone now. I ended up with a really good GP who sent me to, say, the counsellor. Okay, so I'm just going to read this quickly before we go. Before we come off this. Fear of abandonment. People with BPD are often terrified of being abandoned or left alone. But again, they won't say, I'm scared of being alone. They'll act out. That is how they show it. Unstable relationships, unclear or shifting self-image. Impulsive, self-destructive behaviours, self-harm, extreme emotional swings, chronic feelings of emptiness and explosive anger. They are some of the signs and symptoms of BPD. Okay, has anyone got any questions? But yeah, mine's become quiet BPD, so I internalise it. And I really believe that is due to medication that's chilled me out and being around my child. I will not, my brain refuses to show how I'm feeling. And in turn, I've ended up internalising all of that emotion. So I'm like a ball of emotion all the time, but I control it and medication helps. So there you go. I'm not a BPD rager. Hello, Canil and Edith. Hang on, let me turn my brightness up so I can read the chat. It might help. I'm blind as a bat these days. Cold turkey off yeah. That is not a good idea. I wonder if my former friend had BPD. It does. I think she does have. And you will find that a lot of the to be honest with you though, there's a huge crossover. Yes, I think so, Kate Love. There's a huge crossover between NPD and BPD. BPD can look like NPD. Only Prozac Floxatine's any proof it works. I've never tried that, but I know people that have. I don't take the one that I take is the only one that is that works with anxiety as well as depression, and it works for me. Trust me. Because I'm gonna briefly touch upon OCD now, unless anyone's got any more questions. And I haven't covered it all. I have not covered half of it. I'm just touched upon it and giving you my own experience of what it's like living with BPD. But I've had to learn ways of coping. Yeah, it isn't. I've learned that as well. I've had to learn, like psychologist was teaching me day-to-day ways of helping. Psychiatrist was the diagnosis. Psychologist was how you cope with these things, you know. I agree with that as well, Blackjack. I think that is a major problem. People don't have any real contact. I've never taken Prozac ever. I think the pain relief that I'm on will really helps chill me out as well. And people try bullying me for that as well. Oh, look, she's on, what do they say I'm on? What's it called? Hello, John Woodmass. So Talipram I've been on before that, fluoxetine. You see, I've never tried either of those two, but I've heard bad things and I've seen people on them as well. How did you find them? I take I don't know what they are. What are they? I've never heard of them. Are you in the UK, Peter? They have approved a lot of these drugs while all the mice were broken. Well, I'm on. I'll tell you the ones that I take. Sertraline, but I had to take it at the higher dose. Didn't work for me until I got to the top dose. And it really helps with my OCD. So my OCD is also diagnosed. I'm going to get onto that. Has anybody else got any OCD traits? Sertraline blocks 90% of caffeine processing. Enjoy your liver. Eh? Well, my liver's great. My liver's the best. My liver failed on me when I was pregnant with Jack. I won't go into that now, but I was very ill. Nearly died. Jack nearly died. Jack was born virtually dead. So again, I couldn't talk about that before. I'm also diagnosed. I'll tell you what I'm diagnosed with, and then we can all have a laugh, okay? My official diagnoses are as follows. Again, I wouldn't have even discussed this if it wasn't for a certain person, but there you go. Sertraline also cocodamol and prescription. Okay, I'm diagnosed with BPD, PTSD, OCD. I was diagnosed with postnatal depression. No, depression. The anxiety is just part of it all, I think. And do you know what? People go, you don't need to be diagnosed. And we were talking earlier about people being overly diagnosed. I do think that's a major problem, I'm not going to lie. But on the other hand, it's saved me just knowing what it is. How do you find that, love? I have OCD. And a lot of people as well can get mixed up with OCD. Right, when you... being tidy isn't OCD. Okay, wanting to make sure that your kitchen cupboards are tidy isn't OCD. Making your trainers line up in a certain order, that alone isn't OCD. OCD is this strong, obsessive, compulsive feeling you have to do this particular thing, and if you don't, something terrible is going to happen. Routines, yeah, but they're beyond routine. They're just. What are you on, sweetheart? I take 200 milligram of sertraline, which is the top dose. Antipsychotics and mood. Oh, at least I was one of the first in the UK. Oh, yeah. You want anticonvulsants? I've tried gabapentin, pregabalin, all that shit for pain. Didn't work. Are you talking to, darling? Big Pharma started making all these chemicals from oil. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, again, right, I don't... How do I join the Telegram group? Send me an email, Peter. Hang on, let me just put it back in. Peter, drop me an email, bud. Okay, email me and I will send you the link. The thing is, I'm with you, but I can only tell you what's worked for me. And I'm not going to talk for Al, but he might one day share his experiences, and I think you'll probably find similarities. But what's worked for me is different to what works for other people. OCD, I will tell you this now, Ellen. Have you ever been diagnosed? Do you know what really helps my OCD? Sertraline. Sertraline is the one antidepressant SSRI that helps for anxiety and OCD. We do. Well, that's a list of research. So who are you talking to, darling? Are you talking to iBogey? Sorry. Right, okay. I get that. You know, when I start a new medication, when the hospital put me on a new medication, because my medication is looked after by gabapentin. Do you not find you put weight on a gabapentin, and pregabalin is the newer version to gabapentin, but it's more expensive and they don't like giving it here. What was I going to say now? I forgot. Citalopram. I lost any OCD I might have after my days of sharing street. Do you know what's really, really helped with my OCD as well? My pain relief. Because I don't take, what do they say I take? They say that I'm on, this is what the trolls say, fentanyl. I'm not on fentanyl. Yes, I've been through CBT therapy for it. I don't think therapy doesn't work for me. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. My meds are looked after by a consultant hospital. All of my meds are looked after by a consultant anaesthetist stroke pain doctor. So she looks after everything. I hate to honk the horn 5 times, but I leave the house. Yeah, you've got OCD, darling. People think that OCD is just repeat washing your hands and putting your your kitchen cupboard lined up with your bin cans. That's a sign, but that isn't OCD. Mine was touching things 10 times. Like I'd have to go and check the door and count 10 times. And the feeling and the pull of you to continue doing this thing, you have to do it. It's awful. It's horrible. It's so strong. Breaking it is so difficult. You see, I hid mine. Nobody knew. It started when I was 17. I used to... Hang on. Okay. So, hello, doctor. I just went fishing. I took citalopram for years. Really, I think fishing is a really good thing. And another thing, tonight we're just going to talk about, certain conditions, but we'll be doing follow-ups to this and things that can help naturally. A mate had a girlfriend with BPD. Was always you're a roller coaster of emotions. But I've just learnt, I think, and you have to be strong, right? I've had to be strong. That's just me, mentally strong. And I do think that a lot of it is what you go through. Tablets alone won't work. You've got to work on stuff in your head. Stroking rabbits for OCD. No, not quite. No. The thing is as well, one of the treatments for BPD is actually DBT, and it's a specific form of CBT, but it is just for borderline personality disorder. Now, I don't know if you've heard of this. It's dialectical behavioural therapy, and it is a type of cognitive behavioural therapy that is just designed for BPD. This is what I was supposed to have had, but because of the NHS cuts and everything else, they were arguing over who gets to do it. And it is intense. You have to go every week, twice a week. You have to go and have these intense sessions. And the way that DBT works is they retrain your brain, because BPD can be not cured, but you can overcome it in some circumstances. They never thought you could, but they do now. But you've got to retrain these negative thoughts, these chronic negative thoughts, and they are really chronic and negative all the time. What I used to do is with my nurse was to write things down. She used to get me to have she used to bring this paperwork, and she'd say, write down the positive things about yourself, write down the negative things about yourself. And there was never any positive things. It was always the negative. Now, she said to me, what would you say, Penny, if I wrote that list about me, as in about her? What was the first thing you would say? If I wrote that down about me, what would you say to me? And I'd be like, of course I'd say, no, you're beautiful. Where, I was putting I'm ugly, I'm fat, I'm a useless mom, all the negative stuff that breeds from BPD. It does. People should talk about it, other side. I'm not ashamed. And I said, well, I'd tell you that you're not fat. I'd tell you that you are beautiful. She went, well, you need to start telling you that, just like you'd tell me that. And that's when I could totally get where she was coming from. Is Kate going? Kate, good night, darling. Sweet dream. Kate's got work tomorrow. She had a good few days off, so I know that feeling. It's horrible. Well, the thing is, iBogey, I'm going to say this now, right? I'm on the top dose of SSRI and moods, and I'm on a low dose mood stabilizers, and I think the pain relief helps a lot. I'm on muscle relaxants as well for the back pain, but I'm the best I've ever been, and I have been for a few years now. So how do you work that one out if it's really bad for you? Do you see what I'm saying? Now, my liver was dreadful. From when I had gallstones when I was a lot younger, and my liver stopped working. I've never been a drinker. People go, oh, you must be an alcoholic. No, I've never been a drinker. I have the odd beer at Christmas, if that. I don't think I had any last Christmas. Al bought me some beers. They're still in the fridge. They're going to get thrown away because I don't drink them. And yet my liver failed when I was pregnant, and it failed when I was 23, and my gallbladder was full of stones, and I nearly died. Okay, what's this? Hang on, I think I've just asked Al to come here. I just want Al to come here a minute. Yeah, I'm used to being in pain. I just drink tea. I don't drink. Have you been listening to tonight's show?
Yeah, a little bit.
Now, can you just give me your opinion? Like, do you remember what I was like before we had Jack? What emotionally, what was I like? It's going to get Al's view here. Do you remember? Do you not remember? Because your memory's so bad. I would push you away, wouldn't I? I'd get angry at you for no reason. And I'd go, I'm finished with you. Do you remember? Finished, I'm done, all the time.
Quite sometimes in the worst of times, you would almost get triggered by something.
Something stupid though, isn't it?
Yeah,
something little.
And then you'd like have an argument on your own, and I'd be stood there like not being able to get words out because you'd be like having this argument. You'd almost be having the argument on your own, and then you'd sort of, I'd be like, just whoa, just calm down. but it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be a rage. It would be.
It was hurting, wasn't I? It was hurting.
Yeah, but it wasn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't.
I wasn't violent.
Yeah, you weren't foaming at the mouth.
And I was never violent. Never smashed things either.
No. It was.
Never. I've never been I've never been. A lot of BPD people can be very violent. They can punch things. They can hurt people. They can smash plates, put holes through doors. I've never been like that, have I?
No.
But again, it's everyone's different. Everyone's got their own personality. So just because you've got two people with the same condition, their personality is part of it as well. Yeah, my personality is me.
You do have a tendency to overanalyze things, to overthink things.
That to me, that's better now because I don't react.
No, but that's you.
Yeah.
You're very analytical. That's what your brain is. That's who you are. So you can't change that.
But have you noticed?
But what you have done is you've been able to focus that better. So you've spent less time obsessing and overthinking negative things. You don't do that anymore.
No.
You know, you're a nightmare to watch a bloody film with because you'll overanalyze it.
I know.
You will annihilate the film before it's even got into.
I've gone through everything in my head.
10 minutes into the film, you've annihilated the film,
and I've told him what's going to happen. Yeah, but have you noticed though that, for example, I don't act on emotion like I used to. So my emotion would just trigger like that. Where now, I will sit back. And that feeling, that whoosh of emotional pain that I feel inside when something does trigger me, I still get triggered. I'm not cured. It's all about control and self-discipline. So when I do get that whoosh of event of emotion, which I still get, it hasn't gone. Instead of reacting, I internalize it now. I take myself away from situations. So I might not stream for it. Sometimes I don't stream for a week. Good night, anyone who's going to bed. Sorry, everyone's saying good night to each other, but I can't work out who's going. Kate's definitely going. Jen's going. Good night, Jen and Kate. Is Batman going as well? Or is that just Batman? Can I have a couple, please? But anyway, before you go, I internalize it now. Yeah. I take it. And then I analyse it all and I break it all down, you know. And there's been some horrendous trolling of me on here. Some really, really evil things have been done to me. Yeah. And it's a make or break. Can I have a couple, please? It's a make or break situation. I either flip out, go and self-harm, or I just sit back and process it. And that's what I've learned to do. I'm an analyzer and I overthink things. And I've learnt to use it to my benefit and not my detriment. I used to get really emotional really quickly. I just flip emotionally. I would feel this horrendous pain where now, and I would act on that pain, where now I internalise it. I hurt inside. Sometimes, some days I feel like I'm just dying inside, but I don't show it. And that's just how I've learnt to live with it. But there's been times when, with Al, I've started an argument on him, and I don't even know I'm doing it, but I look back and I did. Started an argument on him for no reason, didn't do anything. Or I'd be, let's say I'm having a bad day and I really hate myself and I think I'm unworthy of love. What I would do, I would flounce off into another room, and I wanted him to come in and give me a cuddle and say, you know, I love you. And he wouldn't. He would leave me. And I would take that as rejection. Hang on a minute. Sorry, I'm not Jack was doing that. Yeah, so you don't know you're doing it. It's horrible. So I would literally like go to another room, and because Al is autistic, and this is a big problem as well, is because Al has autism and he's got Asperger. He is the opposite to me. He is the absolute total opposite. So when I'm overreacting, he doesn't react, which is probably what's helped me a lot, because if he was an average person, just an average person would react to someone like me. If he was slightly like me, we would be killing each other. But because he's Asperger and he wouldn't speak. Oh, thank you, everybody. So with Al, if I was angry or raging, whatever, not raging, but you know what I mean. If I was all emotional and I was going, "You don't love me, do you? No, you don't." I'd like literally answer his questions. That's what he was talking about. I'd like, "You don't love me, do you? No, you don't. You don't love me. Why don't you love me? Because you don't." And I'd be doing this thing, and he'd be like, "I'm not saying anything." and what he would do is he wouldn't speak. Al doesn't, because of his Asperger, his brain takes a while to process for his words to come out. So what he's thinking isn't what he's saying. So he would just not speak, and he'd just stare at me, and I'd get more mad. Why won't you fucking speak? And this was before we had Jack. It was an emotion. There was a time when, but we loved each other and we come through it. And then when we had Jack, things completely changed. Oh, thank you, Batman. And again, like, I just think people need to be kinder to each other. And if you don't like someone for whatever reason, you don't need to make a video. You don't need to troll them. You don't need to watch them. Just ignore them. This is just my opinion. Everyone's different. People make videos on me and live streams on me. I just don't bother. I don't care. And I've had to learn to let so much go. Can't change the past. I can control what I'm going to do in the future, and I can damn right control what I'm doing right now. So that's a bit about me, okay? My PTSD stems from my childhood. I want to say I've got the best dad ever. I adore my dad. He's awesome. I love my dad to bits. I love my sister to bits. I've got close relationships with my sister, my niece, my niece's kids, my dad, my cousins on my dad's side. I do have problems with my mother, which I'm not going to go into, but it's she's got her own mental health problems basically, and she never got them treated. And I was brought up around this unstable person who was really, really unstable. So constantly angry at people for no reason. And I was saying the other day is that one of the things that can really trigger BPD in a child is if you go up to your parent and you've drawn a picture. And this is what my psychologist told me. And you say, "Mummy, look at this. Look what I've drew." And it's like a bunch of scribble. It looks a pile of shit. But you don't say that to your little kid, You're like, "Wow, that's amazing." And you put it on the fridge, and this child will be like beaming, But when the parent goes, yeah, it's a bit shit, isn't it? That person will, their heart will sink, and that is a big part of what causes BPD. So I don't take compliments because I never had any when I was a kid. Does that make sense? You're rubbish at this, you're rubbish at that. Thank you. You need to lose some weight, you need to put on some weight, you need to do this. Constant criticism all the time. Can you have some food and water and hay, please? That is a major, major problem. Thanks for tea. That is a major, major problem in BPD. So just think about, if you're a parent and you've got kids, just little things like that. Like with Jack, I've learned a lot from my childhood, and I'm the absolute opposite. And the love that I show that kid all the time. Another thing we do as parents is we only show love when they do something amazing. Just show love anyway, because that's what's breeding the narcissists these days, is that the parents, the kid does something, for example, they do well at ballet or something, or football, and the parent will be like, in front of the kid to the other parents, yeah, my Johnny's done this and my Johnny's done that, it's amazing. And that kid is hearing that and lapping it up, right? I'm amazing. And then they've got this thing where then they get this massive ego, this complex, and they have to be the best. They have to win at everything. That is what is causing a lot of the narcissism now, in my opinion. PTSD is from my childhood. I was left alone at the age of 4, 5. Real bad trauma. I won't go into it because it's probably still traumatic for me. The childhood abuse I had, and then having Jack was extremely traumatic. They thought I was dead, and Jack. So that was hell. So that's that. But, at the end of the day, none of you knew because I don't show it. And I'm not going to mention the person you mentioned before ever again. I don't think I need to. But the fact that she brought this up publicly, why shouldn't I bring it up? She's got her own issues. She needs to sort that out in her own head before she starts judging other people. Must face certain direction. What happens if you don't? That's the difference between someone who's got OCD and someone who hasn't, someone who's just tidy. If you don't do something, do you feel this horrendous pull towards it? Thank you. Right, okay, so I've covered a little bit of OCD. OCD is repetitive. You have to keep going. If I have to if I have to keep counting something or touching something over and over, if I don't do it, it's like the end of the world is about to happen. And then when something bad does happen, you believe that it happened because you didn't do your ritual properly. OCDs, that's another one I've had to overcome. When I'm getting stressed out, my OCDs does start to slip in. But yeah, with bipolar, I don't experience bipolar, so I don't know as much about it as what I would BPD, but I have experienced people around me with it. And I do know they go on massive depressions. Another thing with bipolar people is anyone can click the link. The bipolar people is that they can, when they're on a manic depressive episode, they disappear. They might not be online. They might not go into work. They might not want to get dressed. They might not want to get out of bed. And they literally shut themselves off from society. They're so depressed. And then the next minute they are happy, but their highs will go on for a days or a week or two. Where with BPD, your high could last 5 minutes and then drop again. A lot of people are misdiagnosed with bipolar when they've actually got BPD. If you're diagnosed with bipolar but your moods are changing throughout the day, you're not bipolar. BPD also causes paranoia. It can make you feel really paranoid. You convince yourself of something even though it's not there, and you feel rejected very easily. So if someone doesn't reply to a text quickly, or someone's not online or not, then there must be a conspiracy. There must be cheating, or if it's a friendship, they must be talking about you to somebody. That is another symptom of BPD and OCD. Everyone has a type of I do believe that, but when you've actually got proper OCD, it's painful. Irish Flame, have you BPD? Yeah, that's what I've been talking about. I was diagnosed when I was 2015. Most people don't know it because if you would have watched the start, I'd internalise it. So I don't rage. I'm not a very vengeful person. So if someone wrongs me, I'll let a lot go. But and that could be part of my my personality as well, and my star sign, I'm a Cancer. We are very loyal. We're very sensitive, but we can be very passive. But you keep pushing somebody, a Cancerian, Keep pushing and pushing and pushing, and fuck me, they will fucking have it out for you, have it in for you, and that's what can happen with me as well. My parents showed me discipline, which I needed to respect them for it. Exactly, yeah. Sorry, I just got your head. Was you? Would you like to come up? Oh, really? Do you want to come up? Anyone's welcome up to talk about it. Unless you're a knobhead, like I say, like most people are welcome. But if there's any trolls out there that just want to come and bully and, not interested in that. But if anyone wants to come up and discuss that, if they've got OCD, BPD, bipolar, anything like that, you're welcome up. And then we will touch upon depression. And again, I think depression is completely overused. There's a big difference between stress and depression. People get very stressed, and that is society. People get really, really. Does he really? You see, I wouldn't have known that either. See, you can actually live with it and control it quite well. And like I say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. And I think the attacks and the bullying and the trolling that I've had on this platform has been absolutely disgusting. And many people with or without BPD, would have probably topped themselves by now. There's been some really, really nasty things done. And I haven't done nothing back to them. Too many trolls online. Yeah. The thing is, sweetheart, I get it. The only reason why I'm doing this now, love, is because somebody who I trusted has put it out on blast. There's actually 2 people that have done it as well. I'm not going to mention the other person because you know that other person, love. Okay? But there's 2 people that have put it out there. Mostly the other one, though, we spoke about earlier on, that put out my mental health, my BPD. So this has been a few months now, and I've sat on it, and I've made the conscious decision to, do you know what? Fuck it. I'm going to put it all out there, lay it all on the table, and if people have got any questions, you can feel free to answer them. Ask them, and I'll answer them as best I can. But I've given you an overview of when I got diagnosed, how you've heard Al, who obviously I live with. You've heard him and what I was like, and I'm nothing like that now. Most people don't know I've got it. I let a lot go, and you can go to CBT and DBT, but you have to do it. You have to learn. Like, for example, I'm in agonising pain every single day, right? I have got a facial pain condition that is so rare. It's not trigeminal neuralgia. That is common compared to what I've got. I'm in pain every single day. Now, I feel like some days I feel like cutting my face open and ripping the nerve out of my face. That hurts so much. And with help of a pain psychologist, I've had to learn to deal with that pain in a way that shuts that part of my brain off and says, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening, and pretend the other side of my face is what I feel, which is the non-pain side. That's what I've kind of done with my emotions. I've shut them off. They don't exist to me. The other person who's also been diagnosed with it that I know you mean. Yeah. Yeah. That person's... I don't want to talk about it because I've been to the police about that person and I don't want to talk about it. I've had a breakdown, a live stream, birds and stuff. Ah, I'm sorry to hear that, love. Yeah, this is what I mean. When I first started streaming 4 years ago, I'd been diagnosed a couple of years and on treatment. If I had live streamed 7 years ago, that's what I would have been like. Honestly, you can't help it, can you? There's been a couple of occasions where I've started on here The difference with me now and what I was then is that when I started with a rage, for example, yeah, I hear you, Miss Penny. That's sweet. So, okay, well, everyone ends up the same, sweetheart. You know, yeah, don't name them. It doesn't matter how much you get on with that person, they will shit on you. You know. She used to troll me, and then she apologised, and we made friends for about a year. And then she took something that I said that wasn't personal, and just went completely off the wire. She is what I would call a BPD rager, but been terrorising me ever since, sweetheart. And I mean terrorising me really bad. Still talks about me now, even though the police. Anyway, I'm not going to go into it, but this person keeps ringing the police on me. So I got this. The police got that sick of her. They said, they came round. They said, if it continues, you need to do the same back. So I did. So don't talk about me. I won't talk about you. That's all I'm going to say. But this person even went onto a panel, Irish Flame, with someone who was terrorising me. Oh, you can't, can you, sweetheart? All I'm going to say now, it's all right, Sid. I'm not going to go into it, Irish Flame, but all I'm going to say is that this person has been going on panels, doing panel hopping, discussing my BPD and telling everybody, Dave, and somebody who's harassing me and stalking me and threatening to kill me in the US, she actually went on his panel, who she doesn't know from Adam, just to hate on me. She's fucking evil, that woman. But I'm not going to name any names. If everyone leaves me the fuck alone, the thing is, I've never made a video on these people, never done a live stream on these people, never sat on someone's panel trashing this person or any of yous. Even tonight, I've had to bring up Malibu because this is the reason why I'm doing this fucking stream. But I've told people, I've not bashed her. I've told people, don't go there, don't harass her, don't troll her, just leave her be. And this is the person who's put all of my private mental health problem out there. So if anyone should be angry, it should be me. And even now, I don't want anyone to bully or hate on anyone. But there is a change, Blackjack. I think people are starting to get out there. Yeah, I remember you, love, for about 4 years ago. I remember you in the Patriot community. Hello, Sid. Simon has bipolar. He has bipolar and BPD. I'd learned that that's a bit of an impossibility. I don't think you can have both. Those are two different things. That sounds like he's been misdiagnosed. Well, my BPD was private until that person stuck it out there. Sid, I was just on about you then. I said there's been a couple of occasions where I've been close to flipping. And this is the difference between... No, you don't want it, Blackjack. This is the difference between what I am like now and what I was like. So I could not pull something back. Like Irish Flame said, she lost it on a stream, okay? I used to be like you. You go past a certain point when you've got BPD, your emotions take over. You go past a certain point and you cannot stop. Can you, love? You cannot stop. Now I can lose my temper. Very rarely do I lose my temper. Very, very rarely. I think twice Sid said he's caught me on here. But I pull it back. I could never do that before. It took so much discipline to be able to get angry and pull it back again. And the way I see it now, I call it my superpower. Because people don't expect it. Because I'm quite placid and chilled out, you know. But I can flip. But the difference being is that I can pull it straight back now. I can just chill back out again and just move on. And I couldn't do that before. And that's what you've got to learn, darling. And I don't know whether you've been diagnosed. I don't know whether you've got medication or anything, but you feel free to send me a message, darling, on an email or something if you want to talk. You know, I'm just going to put my email in the chat. Hold on. Right, hold on a sec. Does anybody want to come up? Bunnies, I'm completely in control of my emotions now, Sid. But like I was saying earlier, I don't know if you heard it, but you've been asleep. I internalize it now, so I feel it inside, and sometimes the pain I feel is out of control. I feel such pain, I just want to scream, but I don't. But I'm more likely to self-harm now, and there are times when I do self-harm, but not as much as what I used to, and I haven't done it for a while. But hang on a minute. Was it Paul or John? So no one wants to come up and discuss it, okay? So you don't even have to come up and discuss yours. You can just give your view. Do you know anybody with that? So we can get on to depression. Does anybody ever suffered with depression here? Has anybody ever been diagnosed? Or so I have to go in a minute because my child is awake and he's getting really, really loud. So ever since the heat wave, he's completely out of sync. And if he's not in a, because he's on the autism pathway, he's got really bad tummy problems, and that is an issue because of his tummy. He doesn't sleep with tummy ache. Al, if you're listening, can you go and sit with him, please? Because he's in the lounge. Okay, wrong button. So, has anybody here? You don't have to say if you have, but does anybody want to say if you ever? I think most people have felt depressed at some point, but have you actually had depression all the time? Yeah, I think it's a major problem now, isn't it, with what's going on? I know, I love you, Sid. And I want to meet you, but you won't. Sid is very, very shy. I want to meet Sid. I want to meet Underbelly as well, because Underbelly lives where I go back to see my family. And the only reason why I've not been down to Brum is because of Oscar. I'd have to take him. And that is the big issue. We didn't realise that a giant rabbit was going to be like a dog. So just having a quick look at depression, then I'm going to get off. So we'll do another one. We'll do another one, because there's different types of depression. Is environmental depression, which is a reaction to what's going on around you. So you lose your job, or you have a death in the family, or a loss of a pet, can feel as bad as losing a family member. When you lose a pet, let's say you've lost a parent, right? Which is the only thing surely worse than losing a parent is losing a child, right? Let's say you've lost a parent, and you're at you're at your lowest ebb, but you go home and you've got your dog or your cat or your rabbit or whatever it is, and you talk to them, you sit with them, you cuddle them, they're like the last thing you see at night and the first thing you see in the morning is the animal. When you lose that animal, people don't realise, they say it's only an animal, it's not a person. The pain of losing that animal can feel even worse than losing the person, unless you lived with the person. That's different. But if you don't, and that's why I'm not saying a spouse, I'm saying a parent. If you're a grown up and you don't live with them, what I'm trying to say is that that's horrific, and I'm not trivialising it at all. But when you come home, let's say if you live alone and you've lost someone who you don't live with but a close relative, and you've got the animal there, and you lose that animal, you've lost that last little crux that helps you through it, you know. Like Dave has lost a child in the last 12 months. Yeah, I can't even imagine. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it. I can't, Dave. I'm not even going to say you're brave, because to say you're brave to me is patronising. You didn't choose that. It happened. And when these things happen, you've got a choice. You either keep living or you kill yourself. I know what I would do. I've only got one child. That is my absolute world, and I guarantee I will not live without that kid. No way. Due to the government we've gone through, clone world. Yeah, I think everybody's everyone's got depression. Apparently, in the armed forces now, 1 in 7 have been diagnosed or have been off with a mental health problem. Right. This is the British Armed Forces, for example. So let's get some statistics up, so I can. I don't like just saying stuff. I'm not one of these channels that just say stuff and then expect you to just believe it. You know. So this was in 2000. In 2021, it was 1 in 10. People with mental health. Now, these are people that are fighting on the front line, you know. Let me just see if I can get any later figures. Hold on. Can you see this? Yeah. Laptop's frozen again. Your pre-release list. So this is not been officially released yet. Okay, this is the wrong one, I think. Gonna have to get off in a minute because I need to go and sort Jack out, because Al isn't for some reason. Let's come out of that. Sorry, my laptop froze. Yeah, so I think PTSD is a major problem, obviously, in mental health within the armed forces. But these are people that are supposed to be like keeping us safe. You know, like that. But then we're going back to hello, Paul. We're going back to what Lisa Lake was saying earlier about the overdiagnosis of mental health problems. That is a major problem. Is the over-diagnosis of people with mental health problems. There's people that don't have a mental health problem, but they are, you know, they're feeling a bit down. There's a difference between feeling a bit down and feeling a bit stressed out and actually having a mental health condition like depression. And I think a lot of people have got depression who don't need to be on medication. And stepping up. It's like this thing here, government's stepped up mental health funding for veterans of Afghanistan. 51 projects across the UK to receive grants to support young veterans and their families. Okay, so this is just giving you a little bit of an overview. Now, what pisses me right off is you've got veterans who fought for this country living on the streets. Many of them kill themselves. They've come back so fucked up from what they've been through fighting for a country that, hello Rowan, how you doing, mate? In a war that they shouldn't have even been fighting, for example. And then you've got this government bringing in people from other countries and giving them housing, and there's people that have fought for this country that are living on the streets. It's sickening. And I think that is a major, major problem hang on. That is a major, major problem in all countries, but the UK especially. The way we treat our veterans is disgusting. A new research study has been launched with the aim of creating a roadmap to end homelessness to British military veterans. Pre-plague estimates indicate that between 100 and 400 veterans sleep rough every year. That's much higher than that. Much higher. See, all these figures are from 2020. Yeah, Jack's tummy's hurting, I can tell. Yeah. This is more up to date. Look at this. Right. Can somebody help me out? Wasn't Pride Month June? Why have we still got this? Please. Pride Month has been and gone. Okay? I don't get it. I just... And the thing is, I love the rainbow stuff. I love rainbows. It's very 70s. I can't ever associate now. I can't use rainbows on my videos or anything because I'm be declaring that I'm proud of something. Anyway, veterans slipping through the net as cost of living crisis leads to spike in homelessness. So when you've got people that have fought for this country living on the fucking streets and you're bringing in all these fuckers from... I'll get off on a fucking tangent now. It really, really pisses me off. But the mental health problems in the armed forces, especially when they're active, let alone when they come back, is a major, major problem. It's bad. And it needs to stop. How are we getting on? And for example, right, you know when I go on about the likes, and to me, it doesn't... Hello, Conscious Evolution. Let me give you a wrench, mate. How you doing, bud? 45 likes. When I do it, I'm taking the piss. You know, and that is another thing people can't cope with. I actually don't give a fuck. I celebrated the most dislikes I ever got was 116 once. I celebrated that. Exactly. Fuck Pride Month. 50 is the clue. Do it as a laugh. We don't take everything seriously, and people can't get their head around that, can they, Sid? Sid gets me. Sid really does get me. I think most people get me now. You know, I'm taking the piss. I am taking the piss. Some people come and go, oh, why do you care? Oh, God. Sarcasm. Sarcasm, people. It's another one of my superpowers. Anyway, so this stream was brought to you by... No, this stream happened because of this one person. This was going to happen anyway, but it was brought on quicker. I know they are. That's why I do it. But even so, I don't give a fuck. We like to get to 69, though. It is our favourite number, isn't it, folks? Who doesn't love a 69er, eh, mate? The other side of life. It is very hard to lose a pet. It really is. My pleasure, mate. I love sarcasm, says English Buttercup. Brought to you by Pfizer. So, what was I going to say? I was reading an article earlier. It's got nothing to do with mental health, though. So if you're watching on the replay, we will be doing a part 2, okay? So I've only covered my own condition. I touched upon bipolar. I haven't covered... Hang on. I haven't covered a lot, you know, what we were going to cover. So, covered a little bit of OCD. So, I think we're going to touch upon autism next time, because even though it's not a mental health problem, it's still a cognitive problem, isn't it? Hello, Subdue Light. There is nothing wrong with my mental health. Yeah, we're all a little bit nuts, aren't we? Come on. We're all a little bit nuts. Bless you. Did you see that video of little sapphire eating them aquarium plants? That really tickled me. And that's another thing what I do on this channel. I try and keep things light and take the piss. Have you seen some of these? If you haven't already watched it, I'm going to put it on. It cracked me up, when the Cosmic War Toad came in. He really cracked me up when he said, I knew she was going to do it. That tickled me, that. Hold on, let me just get it up. Have you seen it, Sid? You probably have. I think you comment on it, actually. Hang on. It really tickled me. Because we knew it was going to happen. Does anybody know whether rabbits can eat Java fern from a fish tank? Oh, my God. Yeah. This is the sort of things I like to cheer us all up. These animals are a great fucking help. Watch this, folks. It's really funny.
Hey, what are you doing?
Can't make it bigger on
I
your
don't think
short.
you're
It's
supposed to eat
annoying
that
as
much.
hell.
Cheeky.
No, you can't. It's a little feet, look.
Hey, what are you doing? I don't think you're supposed to eat that stuff. Cheeky.
Cute. They keep me sane. Look at him.
Come on, boy.
He's like a dog.
Come on, boy.
Oh, yeah, they keep me sane. They really do. Did you guys enjoy the fish tank thing that I did as well? I thought that would be a bit chilly. He's like a dog. He's just like a dog. Yeah, he's amazing. We have confirmation on. Yeah, and guess what? Today there was a red kite over us as well. This is Sapphire last week's heat wave with the fan on them. A lot of you have already seen these, but look, they're only shorts, they're not long, a few seconds. Look at her. And apparently, rabbits are stupid. I get told all the time, they don't know their names, they're not sentient, they don't know anything about anything. Look at this, watch this. Dandelion is very shy, by the way. So, trying to eat an apple. Why can't we hear it? There's no sound. Look at her take a little bit and then run off. She's so shy. She's not like Oscar. So that's what happened. Now, again, I'm showing these because I just think they're so cute. Yeah, honestly, I adore these animals. There she is eating a treaty. She's been here too. Look at her ear. She's so cute. So I'll be getting hopefully be getting Lucy in tomorrow. We've nearly covered the last vet bill. Nearly, not quite. So if anybody, I know not Sid because he's helped out. If anybody does want to help out for Lulu, she's got to go back in. If anyone that's new doesn't know, we rescue bunnies. We've got a bunny who's very, very poorly. She nearly died, and we got her in as an emergency. And if you want to help out, you can do. She's got to have it looks like she's got to have her tear ducts flushed. Lucy is around 10 years old. She was put on Gumtree 5 times before the age of 1. Poor Bunster. She went in 2 weeks ago. She collapsed in that heat. It was before the heat. Was it 2 weeks ago? I can't remember. But anyway, so that was she had to stay in. That was on an evening, so it cost an absolute bomb. So thank you to everyone that helped out, including Sid, who helped out a lot, and Dave, and Louise, and Mima. And to all the lovely members, we've got some members in tonight. We've got Batman, we've got Blackjack, we've got Rowan. Is there any other members here at the moment? But all of the members, you guys really, really help out for the running, the ongoing, the monthly hay and the food and that. All of the memberships go to that. They don't go to any sort of individual vet bills. They go straight into the ongoing costs for the food and that. We do get insurance on the younger ones. It must be quite a lot. It's really difficult sub-July. And like times like now with the older ones who we can't get Blackjack, thank you so much. You have been so kind. Thank you. That is so kind. I can't say thank you enough. You're also a member. Dave really helped out as well for Lulu. Thank you. Just going to see if I can find any more bunny shorts. Oh, thank you so much. Look at him. That's not sped up, I just slowed it down a little bit. It's like a dog. It's so funny. And if you say, come on, boy, like I've just proven it to you. I went, come on, boy. He came running. Because he knows that his name when I call him. I know. Oh, thank you so much, Blackjack. I'm so lucky to have you. I really am. See if I can see any more of Oscar. There's someone here that aren't my bunnies. This is Lucy. This is after her dental, but she's been very sick since here. So this was a couple of months ago. Much worse now.
You've got a ghost named after you.
This eye here has been bleeding all around her eye. It's matted and the flies are starting to get in it now. It's just horrendous. So she needs to go in tomorrow and have all this flushed out. So anyone that wants to help out, you can do. But thank you if you have. Yeah, she collapsed in the heat. I rang them up at 10:30 at night, the vet hospital, £150 just to get her in there, let alone any costs, Anything else? I've got a load of shorts that I'm going to be putting on soon of like other things I've filmed elsewhere that are actually really funny as well. But I'm just showing you our bunny shorts. What else have we got? That's Oscar under his blankie. The hay, it's £30, which is about $45-ish. Look at him. A month. At least a month. The only hay that Oscar will eat is the French. Comes from the Champagne region in France. I've done a video on this of the taste testing. It comes from the Champagne region in France, and it is the only hay he'll eat. I'll show you what his hay is. It's a shame you can't buy gift vouchers, because I was going to say if people wanted to donate, they could actually buy gift vouchers for it, to directly help the bunnies. Now, if I had a P.O. box, it would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Because I could get people send stuff. I'm not joking. He will only have... No, hang on. They've changed the website. No, this is it. Hang on a minute. This is the hay. And I've done a video on this as well. I've actually showed... There's a video on my channel where I order a taster pack and Oscar taste tests all the different types. And the only one he will eat... all of these hays are their own hay. They're grown on their own meadows, yeah? Apart from this one, which is the crew hay, or the crow hay. Crow, I can't say it. Yeah, that is the treat bag. Oscar has the shop hay. Rabbit hay. Rabbit hay and guinea pig hay is the same. I don't know why they've done that. It's just ridiculous. Okay, so this is the place we use, and this is the hay that Oscar has. And it's French. So the champagne of hay. What is crow hay? Crow, pronounced crow, okay, is 100% organic meadow hay that has been imported from the south of France. It is the only hay we sell that we haven't grown ourselves, just as champagne can only be grown in the Champagne region. This is what Oscar has. And they all have it. We get that one. This is the one we get. Where's it gone? The mini bale. That one. There it is. And that's the only hay he'll eat. We've tried lots of different hays. I know, but he is a French slop, English buttercup, remember? He's a French slop. So, but they all love it. They all go nuts for this stuff. But so they all love it. They all eat it. It's their favourites. But Oscar is the fussiest bunny we've ever had. So that's why you always see an empty box in our garden of this one, because when we finish a box and we put a new box in, we put the old box in the garden and they play with it and they destroy it. So anyway, that's the hay. So that £30, I think the membership I get around £30. So that helps with that. Then the insurance for the younger ones. The older ones, it's impossible to get insurance. Did you see the traffic jam at the tunnel? Yes. People were waiting. Apparently, and I didn't want to make a video, but people are saying, I know Paz done a video, and I think Simon Sideways has spoken about this as well. People are saying that there's armed migrants storming the tunnel. I didn't want to make a video on it without showing any sources. I don't think did Paz show any sources in his video? I don't think he did. I've looked, I can't find any sources, and I will not make a video unless I can actually cite a source. But what I did find during my research is that this happened in 2015. And the difference in the reporting of it blew my mind. It's made me realise how much the media have changed in the last few years. Only 7 years ago. I'm going to make a video on this. Put a video up today. Oh, I know they are. I knew that anyway. No, it's not to counter them. No, the reason why they want the shorts to go is because people now have no attention span as humans. The people now, these young kids, it's just done and gone. Unless it's really, really interesting, people won't watch a whole video. So TikTok is it's a Chinese thing, and it's about not having much attention span. And YouTube are trying to find ways of copying that. Facebook do it now as well with the reels, as do Instagram. And the shorts, it's just a way of copying TikTok. And it's actually really harming society, because I put them up of the animals, but it is harming society at the end of the day, because people just want something quick and done and gone. And Idiocracy, it was a movie. I don't know whether you guys have seen Idiocracy. I watched it in 2009, I think it was, when it came out. I cannot recommend that movie enough. It said it wasn't going to happen for like 100, 200 years. It's happening right now. I've never been on TikTok. I refuse to open a TikTok account. It's owned by the Chinese Communist Party. In my opinion, you should avoid TikTok like the plague, but they're all at it anyway. So, well, anyone else saying anything? Anyone have got any questions? So what we'll probably do is we'll do a part 2. You've heard enough from me today. I said it was yesterday. No. What I'm saying is that the only article I could find with some proof that this was happening was from 2015. I can make a video saying that people are saying it is Rowan, it is. I can make a video like people are saying this, but where's the sources? I will not make a video without citing any sources. I need proof that these are migrants in the tunnel. I believe it. Oh, and you, Blackjack, lots of love, and thank you again. You are so kind. I think what we'll do next time, we'll do a part 2. I've spoken about my own personal, my own personal experience with BPD, right? And like I said before, I would have always, at some point, told you all, but this certain person forced my hand on that because she decided to make it public. A few months ago now, actually. I've sat on this. This is what I'm saying. I don't act on emotion anymore. I used to act on emotion. Yeah, they do. Yeah, gosh. Yeah, TikTok's owned by the Chinese Communist Party. You need to run a mile for TikTok. It's just a data gathering exercise. If you've got a TikTok account, your details are now with China. If you've got a Facebook account, your details are with the CIA. No, it's not bipolar. No. Yeah, I did the difference between the two. Bipolar is manic depression. That's what it is. It's just a new name for it. Sounds better. Well, it does to them anyway. YouTube is starting to give channels views and subs. They are competing. Yeah, they are. I opened a new Facebook account recently because I had a lot of people saying to me, can I add you on Facebook? And like, there's a few people on my Facebook, but not many. And there's new people joining my channel all the time who I don't really know that well. And my Facebook is my main Facebook account with all my family on there and everything. So I made a new one with no family, just friends and subscribers and, and that's the one that I'm using. See, I don't really use Facebook. Gordon Ramsay. I don't really use Facebook. Like my main Facebook, I didn't update it for a long time. But I've started to try and keep my other one updated, But yeah. Anyway, so I've been through my own personal mental health journey. I have a reel on Facebook. Really? I don't even know how to do that. Ralph's in the house. Big hello. Hello, mate. How you doing? How hot did it get in the UK? Okay, we had a temperature probe in our back garden, Ralph, and it went up to, I think it was 110, 112. I've never known anything like it. We've had some heat before, but I've never known anything like that before. But they were spraying really, really bad. Let me show you some of the photos that Kate sent me, actually. Hang on. I know Kate's in bed now. I've been meaning to do a video, but another thing was I've lost those bloody videos. Oh, Nung Nung messaged me. Sorry, I've only just seen this. I'm just going to send these to myself. Hold on, give me 1 sec. So would anybody be interested in, if I'm going to do a part 2 on this, and I don't want to talk about BPD anymore because I've already talked about that enough tonight. But is anybody interested in talking about their own, maybe they've got bipolar or anything like that? I'm just going to email these to myself. Hold on. Be a tick. I've got to show you these that Kate sent me. Sorry. I didn't hear you. What do you mean? Oh, it was about 108 degrees. Right, okay, I'm going to show you these. This is what I think's caused this weather. Hold on. I did make a load of videos, right? in the last few weeks, before the heat wave happened, Ralph, right, documenting what they were doing to our skies, right? And I've lost them all. They've all gone. Google never backed them up. But Kate, our lovely Kate, has been sending me her skies. This is what they've been doing. So I'm going to show you now. Look at this. And I have been documenting. This isn't me. This is what Kate took by Heathrow. The stuff that I was filming was insane. Yeah, Rowan, shorts are chose by YouTube. Just it hits the YouTube shorts algorithm. They pick shorts at random and just flood the thing with them. Shorts is like putting money in a slot machine. It's ridiculous, Ralph. Doesn't matter how good or bad they are. Like Jack rode his go-kart up the road for 8 seconds and it's got over 5,000 views. I can spend a long time editing a video that's got not many. So it's to encourage you to reel off the shorts, because they want people to be dumbed down and not have a attention span. So let me just show you the next one. So this is outside Kate's house. Okay, I think they're trolling Kate. I think they're playing noughts and crosses. So again, this is from down south, but I have been filming these and I've lost all the footage that I had. But I did manage to upload one of them. Hang on a minute. I don't know if you've seen this, but okay, I'm going to stop that. Yeah, before this heat, it got insane. Now, I uploaded one of it. I had so much, Ralph. I was documenting it all, and it's gone. The lot has gone, wiped from my phone. This was just one. Look at this. That's what I filmed myself last week, the week before. Look how white the sun is as well. They have done this heat. They have done this heat on purpose. I'm telling you now. I've been saying it for a while. They're fucking with us. Yeah, short attention span. Hello, Sam. Yeah, climate's changed, but they've been fucking with the weather. I've got a few aunts that were told they were bipolar. A few aunts. I was told that I have a mood disorder, bipolar, I won't stop smoking weed. Bill Gates, Lucy in the Skies. I know. Hopscotch in the Sky. Apparently, yeah, exactly. They are, but do you know what's really pissed me off is that I was documenting this, and that was just I filmed that. That was in Merseyside. That was over Liverpool. Yeah, I do like the music app. But if you have premium, you don't get any ads either. Yeah, flood in Australia, hot summer usually. Yeah, I think we're going to get a very cold winter. If anyone's visiting the UK this winter, I think we're going to have a lot of snow, in my opinion. Clean drinking water could become an issue. Agreed, Dave. Did we hear any more about that? That dam that was it the reservoir or something you were telling me about? And then there was that Hoover Dam as well. Does anyone know what happened with that one? But yeah, the person who I mentioned earlier, Oh shit, what have I just done? The person who I mentioned earlier, I really don't want you to go and troll her or do anything nasty, okay? What she did was disgustingly wrong, but I don't want to make it a big issue. Sorry, I'm just getting back into chat now. Okay. 85 degrees. It got really hot last night. It dropped 2 feet in 1 week. I love premium as well. The family plan's great because you can share it, you know. Any kind of food will be scarce. Who are the pilots doing the trailing? I'm starting to think now, right? I don't know whether it's just me. Let's give you a wrench, Ralph. You don't have this 2 second slow mode then. This lake is huge. Oh, do you remember? I don't want to go on about it though, Rowan. Do you remember Malibu? She found out about my mental health and she read it in a group and then she waited a few months and then she's told everybody about it. Take care, Dave. Lots of love. Night. She told everybody about it. I just thought it was really bad, Rowan, because there's people that didn't know about it. And I decided, I've sat back for a while and I've made a decision to talk. I touched upon it with Dave the other night on my other channel, and I said, do you know what, we're going to do a stream on mental health because take back control. You know what I mean, Rowan? Like when somebody is putting out your personal information, if anyone's going to talk about it, it's going to be me. So there you go. The trolls will love this. The trolls will make videos on me and streams on me and blah, blah, fucking blah. I'm not bothered. I think, do you know what I think, Ralph? I saw a helicopter, a fuel tank suspended. Yeah, I remember that. Do you remember a few years ago, Ralph? What was her name? Oh, God, what was her face? Oh, God. Who's that woman that used to do the wildfire stuff? And then she started doing something else instead. Rowan, it's really bad, yeah. Lisa Lake did a video. I wouldn't have known, Rowan. This was a few months ago, but she talks about me all the time. She came in earlier. Hang on a minute. Let me just find the link for you. I'm going to put the link in. Hold on. Let me just find it. One sec. I'm just going to find this video. Give me a sec. Sorry. This is the video where she put it all out there. Three months now. And then she deleted it after. It's really nasty. Watch that video. Lisa Lake documented it, and since then she's continued this campaign of hate about me, calling me a BPD rager when you've never heard me rage. Yeah, very nasty. Lake Mead is the waterway by the Hoover Dam. Oh, is they connected? Oh, okay. Did we ever find out what happened? But yeah, what I was going to say was, what was her name now? That woman. She used to talk about the California wildfires, and then she started doing like panels and stuff that used to come into your streams, Ralph, a few years ago. It's on the tip of my tongue. Do you remember the woman? She used to document the wildfires. Oh, for God's sake, what was her name? It'll come back to me in a minute. Anyway, I think that, these trailing, I'm starting to think the pilots aren't even aware anymore of what's coming out. I think the pilots have probably been dumbed down that much, just like they've dumbed everybody else down. The police are dumbed down. The police just do as they're told. They're probably attaching all this shit to the aeroplanes, and they don't even know what's coming out. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know what you guys think, but anyway, I'm going to get off because it's really late. GTR is one of the generator pumps at Hoover Dam because the low-cost water. We'll probably talk about this. A CME hit at the exact same time. What's the CME mean? What's that mean? Oh, yeah, exactly. Oh, there was an article in the Spectator that I read today, a mainstream newspaper, because I get like email updates off them because I used to get the free subscriptions. I used to get a free Amazon voucher, which I never got, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Let me just see if I can find it. Hold on. Hang on a sec, sorry. Try and find it now. I'm not going to read it all, but it was eye-opening, Tory MPs will regret giving Baynard up the bit. Okay. Yeah, this is from one of their writers, and it's a Lionel Shriver. Okay. Now, I'm just going to give you guys an example right now of... got to be careful. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but I'm just going to give you guys an example. I'm going to put the link in. I think to read the free article, I think you have to sign up, though. You have to put your email address in to get 3 free articles a month. So I don't even be able to see it. But basically, this is a mainstream media newspaper. Caught my eye. In the news recently, we've heard from millions of Britons who've lost family members or sacrificed their own health to the plague, okay, the CV, not really vaccines. Okay, so just bear in mind. And it goes on. But anecdotes lack statistical heft. Skeptical viewers might too easily dismiss individual stories of the harms caused by the biggest inoculation rollout in history as freakish aberrations. Mere coincidence. Could relatives who happen to have been recently pricked really have died from something else? An official UK government report, again, this is in mainstream media, an official UK government report recently said that more than 2.2 thousand Britons may have been killed by prick-induced injuries. This is a fact. This is what I've been talking about. The yellow card scheme is a fact. Okay. But there's plenty more hard evidence in governmental collected databases that these fatalities are just the tip of an iceberg worth of serious side effects from the pricks. The person who wrote this piece should be applauded. We don't have the space to do the subject justice here either, but broadly, the frequency of dire side effects from these pricks, whose approval was rushed through on an emergency basis, are many times higher than those traditional tried and tested pricks, including polio and MMR. That's a whole new thing, owing to troublesome ad hoc reporting. The official stats may show just a fraction of the real numbers of the prick casualties. Okay, I'm triple pricked, says the narrator, not me. Okay, before the trolls cut that bit, I am not any pricked. I have never had a prick. I am prickless. I'm a prick virgin, and I will stay a prick virgin, just saying, okay? But this is what the person who wrote the piece says. I'm triple pricked, a status entailing these inoculations with an experimental medicine across only 9 months. This is awesome, isn't it? Extrapolated that's 4 pricks a year. Many a well-adjusted, sensible member of the public must have made this same resolution. I do not want a second booster. Much less do I want a 10th booster or a 37th booster. As a grown-up, I'd like to be given credit for being capable of doing my own research and weighing the odds on my behalf. That means I do not wish to be blackmailed, again, by being told that if I don't let the state inject into my bloodstream whatever concoction Big Pharma has cooked up this week, that I won't be allowed to board a flight, cross international borders, or eat in a restaurant. The prospect of dozens of mRNA smoothies gives me indigestion. I'd rather take my chances. Then he goes on. From the first bells and whistles announcement of this miracle cure for what ails us, we seem to be caught up in a sci-fi flick whose premise is outlandish. Okay, I'm going to go on. Scientists toil and trouble. This is what it says. It could be a movie, right? Scientists boil and bubble up a nostrum to protect against a novel virus. With the help of national leaders and public health authorities, and armed with the catchy slogan, "No one is safe until everyone is safe," they set about to inoculate the entire population of the human race with a hastily formulated drug whose trials cut more than a few corners and whose long-term effects are unknown. Early in the movie, the audience is already dubious. The entire species, really. As our plot proceeds, these good Samaritans pump the same sacred exhala into the children, down to babies only 6 months old, when children aren't even at risk of harm from the evil virus. Not the babies, they're the future. These films are predictable. And then someone's put here, he's put, "Give me a break, this would never happen in real life if you were watching this movie." These films are predictable, so you know what comes next. Whoops, the so-called Maxine doesn't do what it says on the tin. Depending on who's writing the script, either the consequences are unintended, set in train by genuinely virtuous worthies with a tad too much faith in their own competence, or the outcome flows from the deliberate scheming of devious technocrats who plan to cull or pacify their species to rule the world. Either way, our exer goes horribly wrong. Everyone starts dropping dead in the streets, just as they did in that Chinese video of February 2020 that turned out to be fake. What he's saying is that this could be a movie. Yeah, if this was a movie and you were watching this movie, you would laugh. That will never, ever happen. Outside the theatre, the plot is lower key, but follows the same arc. The pricks don't kill people, or not that many. They just don't work. They don't stop transmission. They don't protect against Omicron and its subvariants, as many a formerly self-righteous triple vaccinee has discovered on waking with a sore throat. This is you need to read this article. It's really, really good. He said he will not be having any more. He said the widely disseminated fourth dose in Israel had a negligible effect on the plague. He says, over time, we have become human pincushions. And it's all about Big Pharma. So that there is a piece in The Spectator by this dude called Lionel Shriver. In America, are you guys getting this? Are you getting publications like this coming out of interest? Well, he's speaking truth. Prick-induced sudden onset. Yeah. Yeah, I think the pilots don't know. I think many of them don't know. Anyway, I just think that we're always moaning. We're always complaining about people, aren't we? Well, when someone does something right, I think they need applauding. I think we should take to this dude's Twitter and show him support, because there's probably many a journalist who was too scared to speak out. You know? That's just my opinion anyway. Right, okay, so now you all know about my mission. Before we go, has anyone got any questions? Well, I think that's a really good article. I think in the grand scheme of things, compared, like I didn't read it all. I read some of it. You'd have to read it yourself. In the grand scheme of things, right now, the fact that somebody is wanting to speak up, this is what I'm saying, Rowan. Yeah, but you've got to look at your audience. It's the spectator, you know. And the thing is, these writers have got to write in a way that catches attention. And remember, it's an opinion piece. It's his opinion, how he feels about something. And I think it's good that that journalists now are able to put their opinion in. Because you wouldn't see that in the BBC. Do you know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion, that is a good article. It's not meant to be full of facts. It's an opinion piece. 150 doctors. Yeah, they've been doing that for a long time. COVID for ethics for COVID for ethics. And also the Great Barrington Declaration, which was what, beginning of 2021. Yeah, I think that's all bollocks. That Nuremberg 2 is not going to happen. I think that. Why do you think they destroyed the Georgia Guidestones? I agree. I think that was an inside job. I never believed I didn't know why they did it, but I over time thinking about it, I've always questioned it. I've always said that there's something not right. The way that they had that Speedy Gonzales little hooded cloak figure running away was just shockingly bad. But I think it's evidence, and it's giving credence to when people like us go to the normies. Look, they're telling us, and the normies are going, oh yeah, they are. They wanted it gone, did it themselves. Nothing happens by chance. Australian government have approved the prick from Paxfax to release. Yeah, we were looking at this the other day, Kev. But do you know something? This was approved in 2017. I found the documents during the live stream the other day. It's been going on for years. I found the official government documents live. So, yeah, they are out there, but you just if you're reading them off, you're not going to catch the attention of your readers. You've got to catch your attention of your audience. And I think that piece was written in a way that will catch the attention of the audience. Whatever you are diagnosed with, I give zero fucks. You have a heart of gold, or you do. Oh, thank you, Dave. That means a lot, mate. Thank you. But, anyway, I just don't want this being about that person. And I just wanted to I don't really counteract anything, but this is about me. Tonight was about me telling you my truth. And she will rage for weeks and months about this. Let her carry on. Please don't go there. Narcissists need feeding. They need attention. They need validating. And I've just given you my experience. I'm not a doctor, but yeah. I hope you are getting 7 or 8 hours sleep tonight. No, probably not, because of Jack. I was, until the heat messed his sleep pattern up again. It is, Penny, it's happening right now, and all government leaders are resisting. Thank you, Sid. I know, Sid, but I wanted to do it, A few people knew, and a lot of people don't even know what it is, though, Sid. Do you know what I mean? They don't know what it is. What BPD is, and I'm not ashamed of that. But Al came on earlier, Sid. I don't know whether you were here, but Al came on earlier and actually said how different I am now, Hang on. Hang on a minute. Sorry. Right. Much more important things to be concerned and to worry about with crazy people. Oh, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's not. It's Rowan. It's okay. This person put my information out 3 months ago, so this is not a retaliation stream. I don't do retaliation streams. I don't do retaliation videos or any of that bull crap. This isn't that. I was going to tell everybody anyway at some point, but I just thought it's been a few months now since she did it, and I thought it's about time I told you all. But I just wanted you guys to know the truth that this was put out, and I, you know, and people don't realise when you're on camera. Like I do go on camera as well, as you know, and when you're putting yourself out there, putting out it's a lot, you know. And I just think it's disgusting. But anyway, but I've got nothing. I'm not ashamed of it, and I think I've owned it now. You know, I think I've it's my story to tell, not that other person. Just like when Katie came in and said she was diagnosed bipolar, that is for her to tell. I wouldn't tell you guys. But anyway, I'm going to get off. So, right then. I know some of them BPD from one extreme to another. Oh no, not ashamed, but thank you. Oh, thank you, Rowan. But I just wanted to put the truth out because there's a lot of BPD people that do rage and do get really angry. And calling me a BPD rager when I don't rage is just shocking. I love the aquarium. I'm going to be doing some more aquarium stuff, folks. I was going to film one today, but I didn't get a chance. Anyway, you guys are awesome. I'm going to be doing a part 2. I want to discuss autism. Again, I'm not a doctor, but my own personal experience. Obviously, I'm married to one and I've got a child who is on the autism pathway, which means he's been through lots and lots of different tests and things, and he's now on the final hurdle, and he's got speech therapy and whatnot. Oh, thank you so much, Ellen, darling. I really appreciate that, love. Oh, I love you, Dave. You could have come up, you know. I did put the link in, but I don't know if you've seen it, bud. But, yeah, rest well. And it went really muggy here last night, but it's been raining all day, so it's cooled down a bit now. I'm going to go and get in the shower in a minute. And I love you all. And I'm glad you like the fishes. Winning too many. Oh, my God, that cookie. Ah, Sid. Paula Hogwood, did you look at the dragons? Hello, Paula, love. How you doing? I seen a David Icke video years ago, darling, about that. And it was really, really interesting. I need to do some research, don't I? There's an area in London. Again, I'm gonna go now, but we'll do a live stream on it, sweetheart, on my other channel, shall we? There's an area in London, within London. So you've got the London Police, you've got the Met Police, which cover the whole of London. You've got the City of London Police. It's a bit like, you know, where the Vatican is in Rome. You've got a little mini London inside London. And in this little mini London, you've got dragon statues and Masonic buildings. It's really nuts. And I remember David Icke did a tour of it some years ago. And I've never really looked into it. That's a brilliant idea for a live stream, sweetheart. So yeah, I'll start researching, darling. I'll get some bits together, and we'll do a stream on the Curious Bunny. Are you sub to the Curious Bunny, love? Sam Williams is a lot of good London. It's really interesting. Anyway, I'm going to go because it's gone 1 a.m. So yeah, that's old London pen. London Town. Hang on. I'm hoping AI's reading his messages. Yeah, you are. Okay. I don't know when. What day is it now? Is it Sunday? Fucking hell. Jack starts football training again tomorrow. So just waiting for an update on my phone. It doesn't just... The thing is, the flashing problem isn't just on that, Sid. The flashing problem... So let's say if I'm flicking from one app to the other, it will give a little flicker. I've done some tests in, what do they call it now? What's it? Safe mode. Safe mode shuts down all of your third-party apps, and it's only got the apps that the phone comes with. And I've tested my phone in safe mode, and it doesn't do it. It's not the phone. Well, it is the phone, but it's doable with a software update, basically. Yeah, definitely. 1,000,000%. This is what I've been looking into, that Tataria. So interesting. I was telling Al about this last night, but I'm going to go off on a tangent now. And I don't want to because I want to go. But I could sit here and talk for hours and hours with you guys. But thanks for joining me anyway. I really appreciate it. And I'm going to do a part 2. We're going to cover autism and a few other things. And I'd love it if anyone... You don't have to, but if anyone's got any experiences of their own and they want to, come up and discuss it, you're very welcome to. Hang on a minute. Sorry. Right, okay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. I'll see you all... probably see you tomorrow. I might do a little stream while I'm watching Jack with the football with Rabbit. Yeah, love you, Sid. I like it. Take care. Thank you so much for being a member, Batman and Sid and Rowan, and if anyone remembers him right now. I'm always going to be honest. The trolls can say whatever they want. I'm the bluntest person I know, and that's just me. But I do try and do it tactfully. Right, take care, everybody. Lots of love. Thank you to Sid again for helping with Lulu and Mima and Louise and David and CIA Dave and Blackjack. Thank you. Isn't it interesting, Subjulight? I'm going to be looking into this. Good night, everyone. Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking then, but anyway. Yeah, I'll definitely be doing a stream on that next week. Not done any since 2019 now. Not done any what? London is very Masonic and New York evil. Yeah, it's interesting. There's also a big difference between the Freemasonry in the States and the Freemasonry in England. Not Scotland, but England. I love you, sweetheart. Catch me. I did that thing and I've approved it. I'm not going to talk about it here, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean, love. We are connected now, my darling. Right, love you guys. Take care, and I'll see you all tomorrow. More videos of fishes coming with some more chill music. I'm going to do a few of them because we can just have a little chill, yeah? Some awesome tunes I've managed to download, so... fishes are so relaxing. Right, thanks everybody. Night. Bye. Oh, if you want to help Lulu, you can. I'll put the link in at the end. Thank you so much. Good night.